What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the What's Good Games podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Renee, joined in studio by Miss Alexa Ray Correa.
Hey.
And by Brittany Brombacher.
I'm not in studio.
You're from the power of the internet.
Yes.
And of course, Christine Steimer.
Oh, hello, everybody. I am on the internet too.
You sound like the guy in the hot spring from Frozen.
I don't even remember who that character is.
I don't know who that is.
Apparently,
What are
Sally
you
does,
talking about? That's amazing.
Well, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 51. Slowly creeping up on that magical 52, which is going to commemorate our 1 year of What's Good Games. That's right. Friday, May 11th, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, we will be streaming right here.
It's a long stream.
It is, but we're going to be doing community play sessions. We're going to be having special guests. We're going to be having some announcements. It's going to be a great day. So we wanted to make sure to give enough time so people in multiple time zones could hopefully join us at some point throughout the day. We are still finalizing the schedule about what that's going to look like. So keep your eyes peeled on our social channels. That's What's Good _games on Twitter, Facebook.com/what'sgoodgames, what'sgoodgames.com. For all of those details, they will be coming out over the next couple of days. You will be finding out what we will be doing, and we'll be hopefully collecting some gamer tags or PSN IDs so we can be playing some sessions with you guys on that stream. And because normally that's just reserved for a special tier for our patrons, and this time for our 1 year anniversary, we're opening it up to everybody. Wow. So we'd really love for you guys to join us. And there's some other news that I've been stalling on saying, but in case you missed the announcement, it's Alexa Ray's final episode. But the good news is we're drinking champagne.
We are drinking.
To toast to your amazing new opportunity.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Real sorry
Raise
to
a
like.
glass.
Real sorry
I
to
have
like.
nothing.
Cheers to your
I
face.
was ill prepared for this.
Real sorry to like. Obviously, all these girls know where I'm going. Real sorry to cock tease everyone else with it, but you'll find out eventually.
Yes. So hopefully in the coming weeks. It's super exciting, and you guys have sent in tons and tons of messages to us, which has been so amazing. And you know, we are so grateful that you guys are being so supportive and wonderful and understanding that, of course, What's Good Games is going to go on, and we open our doors to welcome you back whenever you would like to come back.
I'll be like instead of being like the, to make a Final Fantasy metaphor, instead of being like that only Brittany will get, instead of being like one of the dudes like the Noctis, I'm now the Luna, just like creeping around on the outskirts without being the dead part.
That makes me want to cry. Without the dead part.
Without the dead part.
Though.
I know, but
Like Luna without the dead part.
That's why I voice my displeasure. No, for real.
Is that the sound you made when it happened?
Very excited for you, Alexa. It's
no,
just,
I'm excited
you know,
for you.
I poured a lot of whiskey today in my glass.
That's quite a big mug of whiskey.
Well, when you're here next week, when you're here next
if I
week,
last to the third segment, I'll be very happy.
I promised you Japanese whiskey, so I'll bring it over.
Speaking of the third segment, tons of you wrote in questions for Miss Alexa Ray. So that is what we're going to be doing, especially since this is a pretty light news week so far this week as of when we're recording. So we have lots of questions and a few anecdotes for you, Alexa. It's going to be great. And she brought a special gift.
I did. So I wanted to leave something on the set that was that was me. That would like remind everyone of me when they saw it. And I agonized over this forever and ever and ever. And I was like, I want to leave something. I wanted to leave something I owned. I didn't want to go buy something. I wanted to literally take something that I had and leave it here. And I woke up this morning and when I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was my freaking Keyblade. So this Keyblade will now live on this set, hanging up my weapon with you girls.
That's so you.
May your heart be your guiding key.
None of us would have ever bought something like that.
No, I know. It's if you hit don't hit anyone with it.
Well, I actually hung it preliminarily in the studio right behind, if you're watching the video, right behind where Alexa Ray is sitting. And during our mic checks and testing before we started recording, it fell off the wall because it's pretty giant. If you guys want to check out, we'll post a photo of it.
It's plastic.
But it requires some hanging accoutrement that I did not have readily handy. So I need to go get the proper things to hook it into the wall. I've got these great guitar holders that I got for the guitar, so maybe I'll get one for this. And
you need like a weapons corner because I see a Far Cry 5 baseball bat over here.
Yeah, we actually haven't showed that on stream yet. So,
check it out. Oh,
so
that's heavy.
So it's an actual wooden baseball bat. So Ubisoft sent this over to us, and it's a really cool piece of swag. But I'm like, what am I gonna do with this?
Put it on the wall.
Brittany posted a really fun photo of Reb with her ball. Or her ball. Her baseball bat.
Which one?
A couple more.
There are a lot of fun photos of Reb, that sweet, sweet boy. But yeah, so we will get to that in the third segment. And we're going to do our best to not like sob like assholes. It's going to be great, everybody. We're excited.
They can.
Episode 51. This is where I get to tell you that.
There it is.
Don't start crying yet. This is where I get to tell you that this episode is brought to you by a couple of great sponsors. The first of which is Video Game Abominations.
Oh, it's this thing.
Yeah. So they're in their final week of fundraising over on Kickstarter. If you guys have missed any of our previous shows, I'm here to tell you about a book filled with your favorite video game characters. But then someone decided to take the piss out of them and poke fun at them in a very loving way. It's called Video Game Abominations, and it takes all of those characters you know and it mocks them. So this book is written and illustrated by gamers for gamers from the folks over at Quiet Stories blog. And if you don't know about them, they actually have a really cool backstory that you can find out about both on their Kickstarter page and on quietstoriesblog.com. So this book has been on sale for the last couple of weeks, and it's only available exclusively on Kickstarter, and that Kickstarter ends May 11th, so you only have a few days left to get in. So it's formatted like a satirical encyclopedia and will feature characters like Pac-Man, Solid Snake, and Mario. Now, on top of getting the book, if you decide to pledge, backers will also have the reward options to choose a character they want to see in the book or even get a character dedicated to them. They, of course, have a variety of tiers you can choose from. Now, once the Kickstarter is gone, this book is gone. You're never going to be able to buy another copy. So go support them now until May 11th and help them decide what character should be in the book. Now, if you guys want a sneak peek, I pulled a different excerpt for everyone who's been listening. This one's about Mario.
Oh,
now,
Mario.
He may seem human at first, but be warned. Despite the national animal of the United States of Nintendo of America, that's not a real thing. This is a highly dangerous species. They reside deep in underground tunnels, and they reside deep in an underground tunnel network built from green pipes. Now, when they do choose to emerge, they hunt down women of a princess-like beauty. And while on these hunts, they carelessly crush smaller animals by jumping on their skulls.
This is not okay at all.
It's kind of true, though. It is highly recommended that you avoid the Mario, as it is believed that they may possess some type of psychic ability.
Wait.
Oh, shit.
If you guys want to read the full excerpt, you can head on over to their Kickstarter. You can get there to place your pledge for Video Game Abominations, the book, at quietstoriesblog.com. That's QUIETSTORIESBOLG, quietstoriesblog.com until May 11th. You only have a few more days to get your hand on this book before it's gone forever. And these are all original animations to go with these encyclopedia entries.
Holy shit. I just saw one of the photos and I just wanted to throw up.
It's like they're really kind of scary, the ones that they've showcased here, which is kind of great. But I really just love the story behind where Quiet Stories blog came from. So just to let you guys know, because this is their final episode sponsoring the show, because as part of our yearly anniversary and part of our Patreon changes, we're kind of sunsetting the sponsorship tier. More about that next week. But if you guys want to learn more about who they are as a company, he said on their website that he founded Quiet Stories, and that's Chris, after several years of struggling with mental illness. I grew up thinking I was going to be a filmmaker or a writer, studied advertising and communications at Auckland University of Technology, and then spent several years working as a freelance games journalist. Quiet Stories was a way to combat my personal demons and embrace my passion for video games and writing. So some of the stuff will be funny, a way to relax and unwind, and some of our stuff will be thought-provoking and informative. So I thought that was a really cool little snippet of their backstory. So if you guys want to learn more, again, quietstoriesblog.com. All right, now on to the news. As I mentioned, it's a little bit of a quiet news week. But before we get into Red Dead Redemption 2's new trailer, which is kind of the highlight of the week, I have to say, by the time this podcast airs, a Beyond Good and Evil 2 live stream will have happened. So that's happening tomorrow.
What?
So we're recording this on Wednesday. I'm kind of bummed because I don't know what they're going to show, but I'm really excited. I'm holding my hair in excitement.
That game's
All of
never
the
coming out.
announcements come the day after we record. I mean, Grant, we did get the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer today, which I was very surprised about, but that's just the way it goes, man. Everything shows up
I was happy about that too, because I was like, it's gonna be on a Thursday, isn't it? Like,
motherfuckers.
Okay, so like, what in a perfect world, what do you want to see from this Beyond Good and Evil stream? I know nothing about this game because I've never played it.
the actual game would be nice because it was just like a CG sort of concept-y trailer before.
It was a very like tech demo that they showed at E3 last year. We haven't really found out much. All we know it's going to be like an immersive RPG. Like, cool. That tells me literally nothing.
Gameplay, please.
Yeah, a little bit of gameplay would be nice. I don't know why they would do that reveal ahead of E3 though. So
Yeah.
it would feel to me like what they would do here is they would show some kind of CG trailer, some kind of story trailer where maybe we see Jade actually, you know, like the protagonist of that game.
But is this a prequel? No.
Yeah,
Is it?
I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was too, but I would still like to see her. They haven't confirmed if she's actually
a little baby.
Yeah, they haven't confirmed if she's actually going to be in the game or not. I would guess if it's all like really far prequel, that obviously no, because she's pretty young in Beyond Good and Evil. So not sure what's going to happen there, but something that gives us a little bit more tangible like information. I would like to see like a 3 to 5 minute story trailer. Heck, I would take 2 minutes story trailer.
Yeah, you would.
And then I would expect to see like a longer gameplay demo, like a nice meaty like 7+ minutes on stage at Ubisoft's press conference. That's what I would like.
But then I don't know why they would call this a stream, because what I mean, granted, Red Dead did this and was like, although I don't know that, I think they pitched it as like a reveal, and then it was like a 2-minute trailer, and we all like sat and watched it and had mimosas. We were like, wait, that's it?
Horsey.
So hopefully it's not that again. Because I would be like, WTF, why are you calling this a stream if it's just you streaming your trailer?
Yeah.
Show me something. Talk about it. You can like, they could just talk about it and show concept art if they wanted. I would be okay with that. But
Yeah. It's so
show
close
us
to E3.
actual like screenshots or something. Too.
Yeah. I can't
show me that you
imagine.
built something.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but something will have happened. So you'll have to hopefully get our thoughts on that next week. Until then, Red Dead Redemption 2, ladies and gentlemen. So this is trailer number
diggity
3 that that was released, and we have a little synopsis here as written up by Joe Scrabbles over at IGN.
Joe Scribbles?
Scribbles.
No, couldn't hear what you said. It sounded like Scribbles.
Well,
I was like,
it's
that's a great
SK
name.
Rebels, so it looks like Scrabbles.
Oh.
But Joe, you let us know if we mispronounced your name.
Scrabbles.
He writes, Red Dead Redemption 2 has finally revealed the last game's protagonist, John Marston, will make an appearance. We see 2 brief shots of a younger Marston, fresh from receiving his trademark scars and clearly in trouble with what looks to be a rival gang. It was always likely that Marston would appear, considering his connection to the Van der Linde gang. In the first game, Marston was coerced into tracking down members of his gang he was once part of. The new game, set before the events of the first, sees you play as Dutch Van der Linde. Is it Van der Linde? Van der Linde?
You're I think it's Van der Linde, but you play as Arthur Morgan, not Dutch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, sorry, I didn't finish reading the sentence. The new game set before the events of the first sees you play as Dutch van der Linde's right-hand man, Arthur Morgan. Yes. I stopped mid-sentence. My bad. In terms of wider story, a Rockstar press release has fleshed out the plot of a little bit more than previously. After a robbery goes badly wrong in the western town of Blackwater, Arthur Morgan and van der Linde gang are forced to flee with federal agents, the best bounty hunters in the nation, massing on their heels. The gang must rob, steal, and fight their way across the rugged heartland of America in order to survive. As deepening internal divisions threaten to tear the gang apart, Arthur must make a choice between his own ideals and loyalty to the gang who raised him. Man,
Arthur's
that does
so
read like a
dead.
press release, doesn't it?
does.
Yeah. Arthur's. Well, I don't know.
Arthur's dead, man.
Also, people point out that it's Abigail is also in the trailer for like 2 seconds.
Oh, that is Abigail.
I think so. At least that's the speculation at this point.
Okay.
It's always hard to tell because when it's a prequel, but like the first game came out and had worse graphics at the time, and then everybody looks like slightly different because the graphics are way better. Like even young little baby John, I was like, obviously because of the scars, and his weird like matted hair, which is a choice. It's always like slightly off-putting. Where you're like, wait, it's like what happened to Alistair sometimes. You're like, oh, this is weird. Like they changed your face, but I know it's supposed to be you.
Yeah. So I forgot this was going live this morning at 8, and then I woke up around 8:02. Just happened to wake up, and Jason was still sleeping next to me, and I'm like, sorry, dude, this is gonna be loud. But then I realized, so I scrambled and I played the trailer, and it woke him up, and he was like, what's going on? And I'm like, this is Red Dead 2,
the West
bitch.
is happening.
Yeah, the West is happening. And I watched it the first time, like, that kind of looks like John Marston. But I was so out of it and half asleep, I didn't really think about it. And then I saw Polygon had tweeted out a photo of John Marston from Red Dead Redemption, and he has those scars on his cheeks. And then the photo of, or the clip of him being held by knife point. I'm like, oh my God, that's our boy. He looks so young and sad.
I know.
They typically
also,
are.
So the two trademark scars are at this point wounds with stitches.
Wounds.
And but he does still have the scar. Like the scar on his lip is it a scar at that point?
And then over his right eyebrow, he has another like cut, and that will also become.
This man doesn't know how to keep his face out of knife points. Like I don't know.
So Steimer, you 100%ed this game, correct?
I did.
I did not. I actually didn't play very deep into this game. But considering that it's set ahead of the events of Red Dead Redemption, do you think I need to like do any kind of catching up, or do you think I'll be okay going in fresh?
You mean before? Yes. You'll be okay. You'll be fine.
I can't imagine that Rockstar will not. Maybe we'll get an E3 announcement of like the original Red Dead remastered for current consoles. I can't imagine they won't do that.
That would be awesome.
Given there has been such a big gap.
I don't know that they would do that at E3 though. They typically like don't do E3 things.
It's true.
Well, maybe at some point they'll announce it. IDK. But
Wasn't
I feel
it
like
just? Oh, sorry. Wasn't it just released on Game Pass with like new and improved graphics and stuff? So do you think they would still announce a remaster
cares
of it,
about
even
Game
though that
Pass?
was just released?
Well, it technically wasn't Game Pass. It was backwards compatibility.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that.
How many names?
No.
Same thing.
No, I think it'd be smart, especially if they're trying to get. There's been such a gap, and they're trying to get new players. I feel like that's maybe a given at this point. IDK.
Yeah, it's hard because I see people. I've always wanted a prequel for this game. I never really wanted a sequel. I wanted to learn about John Marston and his past because the events that take place during Red Dead Redemption. What, Steimer? You look like you're about to say something.
I'm waiting for you to finish.
Oh, okay. The events that take place during Red Dead Redemption, I grew very fond of John Marston. He's not the best person. He's made a lot of shitty decisions, but you do get to see him try to redeem himself. And I always was very curious about the backstory. I heard a lot about the gang during the game. In fact, he's trying to hunt members down. And so I've always wanted the prequel. So I don't think John Marston's going to be a main focal point of Red Dead Redemption 2. So I'd say you do not have to play Red Dead Redemption. But it's kind of crazy because this game released in 2010. And I'm seeing people post spoilers about what happens during Red Dead Redemption. Everyone's like, oh my God, you spoiled it for me. And it's weird. It's like, bro, that game came out so long ago. But I also understand how people might want to jump into Red Dead Redemption for the first time now that Red Dead's getting all this hype. I don't know.
Yeah, my point that I was going to jump in with was that you were saying you didn't want a sequel. I don't think they can really not do any sequels past Red Dead Redemption. Like The first
Because of the
one?
time frame?
Because of the time frame, yeah. Like Red Dead Redemption was set when the West is pretty much dead, or like it's on its last legs, and this one is like the West is dying in said process of dying. So like, if they're ever gonna make, if they're going to make more Red Deads, I assume they're gonna have to go like farther back.
Yeah.
Even earlier Red Deads.
Red Dead Revolver.
Reddest.
I don't know. I never played Revolver, so I actually don't know what the time frame of that game was.
I could look
That
it
is
up.
that is not a prequel or a sequel to Red Dead Redemption. I will fight you on this.
But it's in the same family.
I mean, sure, but I can't tell you how many times
It's a distant cousin.
people were like, you want a prequel to Red Dead Redemption? Play Red Dead Revolver. And I'm like, no, sirs.
It takes place in the 1880s. So
Okay.
like about what, like
So-
18 years ahead of time, 19 years ahead of time,
So
right?
this one's in 1899.
Yes,
Yeah.
1899 is Red Dead Redemption 2. 1911 is Red Dead Redemption.
So it just
I
says
thought it was
1880s.
Or yeah,
So
One
that
of
could be anywhere from like 9 years to 19 years, I guess, ahead of time. So I guess they have a little bit of wiggle room in there, but I would imagine that if they're going to continue the Red Dead series, that it would be. I think it would be also fun to see them do turn of the century stuff.
It's gonna be Red Dead Retribution. That's gonna be the next one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't
girl.
know. I'm just thinking of words that start with R.
Or
That
maybe
would
new
be
IP.
cool.
It's
Red
time.
Dead.
Rockstar hasn't announced a new IP in a very long time. What was L.A. Noire, their last one?
Red Dead
Oh, boy.
Revengeance.
Yeah. I think
I'm at
so.
a point where I don't want to see any more from Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm done. Like, I'd love to see gameplay. I'd like to see how does this actually look when you're playing it. I know, Samer, you are like the queen of skepticism when it comes to trailers and cinematics, which you're rightfully so.
Don't shake your
and
head.
Screenshots.
Don't shake your
Not what
head.
I was gonna say.
She's
I was gonna
right.
say I just feel like the gameplay is pretty standard. Like it's gonna be like the first one, but better looking.
Probably.
I'm
and
okay
that's,
with that.
That's totally fine. I just want to see it so I have something to think about before I fall asleep every night.
What?
Exactly.
That was me firing a revolver.
That was good. But I don't want to know anymore. And what I appreciate about these trailers is I feel like it's great at setting the tone of Red Dead Redemption 2 and without giving away plot points. And so you can watch like a 2-minute trailer and I don't really know what's happening still. I have a general idea, but all I know is shit's fucked up. And that's what I'm all about. That fucked
And
up
the
shit.
lighting is spot on. The lighting is beautiful. The game looks beautiful. Like a lot of the scenes that they do cut to and from, I'm just like, holy shit.
Something to fantasize before you fall asleep every night. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I think I
Mhm.
might. I'll play that trailer every night before I go to bed.
Yeah, girl.
Good night, Arthur Morgan.
Yeah. Arthur. I wonder
You
if we'll
seem
end up
like a
liking him.
Batman. Yeah, exactly.
I know. I wonder if we'll end up liking him. We've talked about this when we watched the first trailer.
Yeah, this didn't make me like him anymore or any less. I pretty
Yeah.
much have zero feelings toward him. So I'm hoping that I get some because that's important, I think, to like care somewhat about the player that or about the character that you're playing.
Okay. Cool. I could talk about this all day. We
I'm
better move
excited.
on.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool.
I'm excited to ride some really good-looking horses, man.
Horses.
Yeah.
There were horses. That's my only contribution. There were horses.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that one of those horses is going to win Horsey of the Year this year.
probably
Horsey of the Year. Can you present it as the Alexa Ray Memorial Award for Horsey of the Year?
Yes,
No,
definitely.
because
Yes.
she's dead, so I'm not going to call it a memorial award, but we can call it the Alexa Ray Horsey Award.
The tribute, the Horsey Award. Maybe there'll be some horsies in Beyond Good and Evil. Maybe
That
we'll
game's
get
not
some
coming out this year.
horsies.
No, definitely
Oh,
not
no,
coming
no.
out this year.
Maybe Kingdom Hearts will have a horsey in it somewhere.
Oh my god, yeah, what if one of them turns into a horse? Oh, in Toy Story they could. One could be like the Toy Story horse.
My mind immediately put together what that would look like Goofy as a horse, and I fucking
Oh
hate
no.
it.
At least
I'm
it looks
so-
a little bit more like his because he's got like a snout, right? At least
He's
it
a
would be-
dog.
right? But he's got a very long snout for a dog.
I am
So
still
a mouse was turned into a horse in Cinderella.
hung up
Fair point.
on freaking Monsters Inc. Goofy
You gotta let it go
every day.
Let it go.
That's what I think
Let
about
it
before I go to bed
go.
at night. I think about Monsters Inc. Goofy. It
His
keeps me
face just
up.
floats above you in bed. You're like, oh no, why?
I'm just waiting for
Not this
someone.
again.
I'm waiting for like my roommate or someone close to me to like frame a screenshot of him and put it in my room.
What if I
And
get
then
a
on the
giant
ceiling.
cardboard
Home.
life
Yeah,
size
like,
cut out of this?
Put it on my ceiling, and I'm just gonna be like,
Put it
"Fuck."
in your house.
I'm waiting for it to happen. I have friends that sometimes just text me a screenshot of Monsters and Goofy out of the blue,
just to torment you.
just to torment me.
Those are not good friends.
I am surprised and shocked.
Brittany, why are you doing that?
I was thinking I could make you, Alexa, like what are those things parents put over their babies? Like the things
A
you
mobile?
think-
Yeah,
a mobile, a Gooby mobile
With all of them, I don't know.
with all of his faces at different angles of it, and it can just spin and like it can be his lap the whole or whatever. That sounds like
Gorse.
That's amazing. Do that. Do that.
Oh, yeah.
that'll be the sound.
I'm into this
I can
plan.
Whoa.
There's no way for me to make a funny segue to our next news story. So here we
That's
go.
fine.
Speaking of goofy things, Oculus Go.
What?
That kind of
Wait,
works.
why is that goofy?
So
It's weird.
Facebook and Oculus stealth released their new standalone VR headset this week. Another write-up courtesy of IGN. It was released for $200, the company announced, and it went up for, I think, pre-order at select retailers in the U.S., including Amazon, Best Buy, and Newegg, and Amazon sold out of their pre-orders immediately. 2 versions are currently available, a 32-gigabyte model for $200 and a 64-gigabyte model for $250. Those who purchase either model will receive the headset, controller, charger with USB cable, glasses spacer, lens cloth, lanyard, and a AA battery to power the controller. So Oculus Go sports these are some technical things that I'm going to skip over. It'll launch with over 1,000 available games and apps, including the Jurassic World Blue and Republic, and feature crossplay with Rift and Gear VR for Catan VR and other unspecified games.
What?
The headset will utilize an orientation-only system, meaning you'll explore VR world strictly by rotating your head and moving your hands. You won't be able to move through space with your body. Not quite sure what that means.
Why is that in quotation marks?
Probably because it's a weird concept to wrap your head around.
Move through space with your body. So walking?
Maybe that's from the press release. According to Oculus, battery life for the headset will range from 1.5 to 2 hours for games and 2 to 2.5 hours for video content, while it'll take approximately 3 hours to fully charge. So you can't even watch like a long movie.
It takes longer to charge than it allows you to play.
Yes. Alongside the headset, Oculus announced Oculus TV, a custom-built 3D environment with a massive screen and virtual seating area that also serves as a hub for entertainment apps such as Netflix and Hulu. In addition to the new announcements, the company is updating Oculus Rooms, its virtual social space, to include more realistic avatars and a redesigned customizable environment. The update also introduces the tabletop game Boggle. Love that game. With additional Hasbro games coming soon. Oculus venues, meanwhile, will launch on May 30th for both Oculus Go and Gear VR. Venues let you virtually gather with your friends to watch live concerts, Major League Baseball games, comedy shows, and more.
I didn't realize you were such a Boggle fan.
I used to play so much Boggle with my dad and my sister back in the day.
Is that
Are
the
you
game
like
that
a Boggle
tap
champ?
the thing?
No. Boggle is the one where it's a
I also
cube
thought it
with a
was that
lid,
one.
and it has a bunch of squares, like dice with letters on it, and then you shake the thing with the letters inside, and then it settles, and so all the letters are random, and then there's a timer, and you have to try to pick out as many words as possible. So you write them down, so they all have to touch, right? So all the letters have to touch in order. So you would like find them, and then you would write down as many words as possible in like 90 seconds or whatever.
Huh.
Have you never
Sounds
played
stressful.
Boggle? It's like a classic game.
No. I mean, it sounds
I
like
also don't really play Scrabble, so.
No, Scrabble
Yeah.
fucked Scrabble. That's right.
Oh.
I have very strong feelings against Scrabble.
What do you have against Scrabble?
People make up bullshit words in Scrabble, and not
Oh,
that you
boy.
don't make up bullshit words in Boggle, but at least
Like what?
like like AU. That's not a fucking word. That's an abbreviation. But no, you look up in the dictionary and then some bullshit word, and like people make up bullshit words in Scrabble.
I used Keyblade once in Scrabble.
That's a
Is
word.
that
That's a
actually
word.
in the dictionary?
No,
See,
I don't care.
this
It's
is
a
the
word.
problem.
It's a
in-
video game
It's
word.
in my dictionary.
The
That's
thing
all
that
that matters.
The thing that I was okay with it with Boggle is that the games are quick, right? So like you do one round, and so if somebody has a couple bullshit words, you look them up, and then like you have to have your word has to be more than 3 letters, and it can't be proper nouns. That's not the case for Scrabble. There's different
Scrabble
rules.
is kind of a no man's land.
Yeah, no. So like
A lawless land.
Every match of Scrabble I've ever played always ends in a fight, and it's usually me like shoving the letters off the board and walking away.
So what you're saying is
Oh my God, rage
Scrabble.
quit Scrabble.
Yes, rage
So
quit.
what you're saying is Scrabble is the Red Dead Redemption of board games.
Wait, what? I've never rage quit Red Dead.
That metaphor didn't work very well. Are we supposed to be talking about Oculus?
Like, I
Like,
don't
why
get
are
it.
we
What do you
talking
mean?
about Scrabble?
Because Boggle, you could play tabletop
'Cause you can play
Boggle inside
Boggle.
Oculus Go.
Isn't Boggle also the name? No, that's Hoggle. I was thinking of the guy from the Labyrinth.
That's
Hoggle.
definitely Hoggle.
Okay, never mind.
Um,
Don't
For
mind me.
nothing. Hogwarts.
Not that I would want to play Boggle virtually with people, I guess, but because like the cheating could be very rampant if you're playing it virtually.
For real.
You got to be in the same room so you could have eyes on them at all times.
Oh my God, Andrea. I love how
you-
seriously you take this.
I'm gonna never
No,
play
you guys
Boggle
are
with
great games
you.
with me.
Oh.
I'm not only super competitive, but I'm the sorest of sore losers.
I know.
And I tell
Oh, we
people
know.
this in advance. I tell people this in advance, especially when I go to multiplayer game demos at conventions or things like that. I tell the devs, I'm like, I'm a really bad loser. Just so you know, I'm not gonna be gracious. It's gonna be ugly.
I'm gonna break all your shit in this booth.
We'll get to this in the next segment, but when we were at the State of Decay event, I had a controller throwing moment, and I didn't do it because I was there at Xbox's invitation, and they were not my controllers, so I did not
I
throw it.
remember that.
But like it happened,
amazing.
and I was like, I was so mad.
Yeah,
I
it
just
was
have
a very demonic sound that you made. It was a little frightening. Even I heard it through like my headphones, and I was like, "Damn, I'm sitting right next to this bitch. She's gonna fucking kill me."
And I turned to like the dev, and I was like, with this fucking game, and like the PR guy comes over, and I was like, don't worry, I'm not actually freaking out. Calm down.
I mean, were you though?
Like, I am freaking
But
out,
you
but I'm
were.
not
Yeah.
legit freaking out.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Oculus Go.
Okay, let's go.
A thing.
Is anybody here excited for cordless VR?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Brittany?
I mean, I've talked about this. I like VR a lot. I just don't think this technology is where we need it to be at this point. So it's more frustrating. When we were even playing Moss on VR, I had a great time with the game. I thought it was really cute, but the technical limitations of it, I had to make sure I was positioned just perfectly. And I know a lot of people were saying, well, you don't have the proper setup for it. And it's like, well, but if you're making your game the problem is not your game, sorry. It's the technology in the sense that if I have a couch and I have a TV and I have a PlayStation, I have something, I should be able to access the technology and it should be convenient and easy and good to go. But it wasn't. It was a hassle. I had to keep sitting up and repositioning myself and getting closer and farther away from the PlayStation camera. So once we can eliminate all of the cords and once it's more tuned in, I'm going to hop back into VR. I have all the VR headsets. I love VR, like I said. But again, it's just too much. It's too inconvenient at this point for me. It's like I don't want to have to deal with all of this that I'm
Same.
looking at.
Fair.
That's exactly where I'm at right now with VR, is that like I think that there's a lot of potential, but the inconvenience is just enough that it prevents me from playing the vast majority of VR experiences that are out there. We had somebody write into our email address, contact@whatsgoodgames.com, and ask me about the Way of Kings VR experience, because I've talked so much about the Stormlight Archives here on the show, the Brandon Sanderson books, because there was a Way of Kings thing that's available on HTC Vive. And I checked it out and it was like, you know, the videos of this don't really probably do it justice, because all VR videos, when they kind of flatten it out into 2D, don't really translate as well as they should. And so I was like, I would like to try this, but it's on Vive. I'm like, I'm getting the Vive here and setting up the little camera things and this and this. I was like, it's too much work. You know, so I'm intrigued to see how they're going to translate this. The biggest gripe that I've heard from people who work in the space is that there's no head tracking, and that's what's really going to be a big differentiator in the quality of the experiences that are available on cordless VR. Now, Vive also has a cordless option that they were showcasing in private demos at GDC this year, at the Games Developers Conference. I unfortunately didn't get the opportunity to test it out and see how it looks, but will be interesting to kind of compare the two options between Oculus and Vive. Clearly Vive ahead of them as far as tech right now. If we're just comparing the Rift to the Vive as they are at retail today. But where's PSVR in all of this? Are they going to be developing a cord-free option? Maybe. I would guess not, though.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, I don't, because while they have arguably had success, 2 million plus units sold, and they're still obviously working on VR titles, and VR is still part of their brand and their plan. When you've got like 70 million plus PlayStation 4s over here, and then you've got 2 million PSVRs over here, I would think at some point someone who's in charge of the money goes, this was cool, guys. So glad we did it. Hooray, we sold more VR units than anybody else. But look at the money maker over here. Why don't we push more money over there? That to me just sounds like more sense. No?
No, that's fair. I think the first stream, I mean, I know we said Vive is having their cordless, and I think they've had an adapter out for a while, but it's been really hard to get a hold of. The very first VR headset that's like, hey, we're super fancy, we have no cords, it's easy as pushing a button and playing, I think that's going to be the one I'm going to roll with. Because, I mean, I like having all of these, but damn, that's a lot of cords and it's a lot of headsets, and it's a lot. I'd like to be able to play one VR headset, but I can't. So make something cordless and you'll get my money, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'll get right on that, Britt. I'm right on top of that, Rose.
Ooh.
Anybody name that reference?
Mm-mm.
That movie reference? Nobody?
No. And this is something that I see all the time in our comments. Someone
Britt,
will make
I
a
would never
reference.
expect Britt to get it. You've missed a whole chunk of 80s and 90s movies.
Yeah.
Steimer?
What did you say again? Say it again.
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
No, I don't know.
Oh, Alexa?
No.
You at home have probably already shouted it out in your car. Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead.
Oh,
didn't
that's. I mean, I've
watch
seen that
TV.
movie, but that's not a quotable movie for
What?
me.
Yes, it is.
I meant like
is it?
for
I
you.
don't have it stored in my head.
Okay.
Is what I mean.
Well, it's a great movie.
What movie
I
is
have
it?
the entire movie of Labyrinth.
Don't
there.
tell Mom the
I know you
babysitter's
do.
dead.
Every time fucking Magic Dance comes up on my Spotify shuffle,
Brittany,
I think of
will.
you.
Next time you're in town, we will watch it. It's gonna be great.
Show me. No, and this is what I was saying earlier. This is something that happens all the time. We'll do the show. Andrea will say something no one understands, and then I'll be reading through the comments, and people are like, haha, that was a fantastic reference. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah.
Mom.
Okay. So let's wrap up this segment. There's a couple other stuff that I just wanted to mention. Obviously, I already mentioned Beyond Good and Evil 2. Cory Barlog has publicly announced that he has plans for 5. That's right, 5 more God of War games.
Get the fuck out.
He told Jason Schreier
That's
over on
a lot.
Kotaku. So Jason was like, so you think like 25 years to get all 5 games? And he was like, God, I hope not. We got to make these things faster. I was like, yeah, you do.
Oh
Yes,
my
you
God.
do.
Ooh.
And then Fortnite Season 4 has begun. The comment has landed. You can like
On the Dusty Depot, which is now the Dusty Divot.
exactly. You can collect fancy rocks that give you like a little anti-gravity boost. There's a whole new storyline in Save the World, which I was playing last night. I jumped back in, which was pretty fun. Spent like an hour opening llamas. That was pretty great.
All right, out of context, I just want to pause for a second. I know what you're talking about. But if we were ever in public, like we go down to BJ's Brew House for a Pizookie and we're sitting there and you're like, so I spent an hour opening up llamas the other night. People around us are going to think you are a fucking psycho.
That's probably pretty true. It did sound a little weird.
Opening llamas.
But
Like,
I think
do you
that's
pry
true of
open their-
almost anything you do in video games. People are going to think you're a psycho, like out of context.
It's true. There's a whole plethora.
Do you
There's
have
a
an
whole line
example,
of things you
Steimer?
could say.
Yeah, whereas like those motherfucking level 5 wolves, they killed me like multiple times yesterday. You're like, what?
Or like I spent 5 hours grinding. People don't
Yeah.
get what.
Well,
That sounds
grinding.
very
That's
dirty.
good. That's a good one.
That's a really good.
I'll be like,
I
please
mean-
tell me your secrets.
I only know this because I have.
Did you take some kind of enhancement? Is there a pill for this?
Do you
there a
have an
pill for
herbal
this?
supplement I can take?
Also, Dark Souls Remastered is having a technical test if you want to get in on and try that game early. And State of Decay 2 also having a technical beta. We're about to talk about State of Decay 2. Brittany and I had the chance to play. So we're going to wrap up this news segment and head into segment 2. So we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, hands-on with the Zambies and with Miss Croft. All right, stay tuned, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. This is the second segment of the What's Good Games podcast, and this is where we talk about our hands-on impressions of everything that we have been playing over the last week, or maybe events that we went to a couple weeks ago but can now finally talk about. And I am here to tell you that it's brought to you by one of our fantastic sponsors who's been with the show now for a couple of weeks, Ripped Gamers. And if you've let life and gaming take the front seat for a while and your health is not where you want it to be, Tim from Ripped Gamers is here to help. Tim is an online weight loss coach who works exclusively with video gamers. He was overweight himself once and struggled to find a routine that worked for his busy and gaming-filled lifestyle. Nowadays, he's 48 pounds lighter. That's almost 50 pounds, you guys. He probably has a really round number in kilograms, and then he converted it and was like,
Oh, bless you.
you.
Don't mind me. I'm just
Anyway.
allergic to being sad.
Continuing on, he's still going in the pursuit of abs like Kratos. His mission, to help as many gamers as possible get started on their own weight loss journeys. To help you get started, he's offering two things, both of which are completely free. First, there's a step-by-step, zero equipment required fitness and nutrition program that you can download instantly. You can also join the Ripped Gamers Facebook group for support and advice from other gamers doing the journey. You guys, there are so many amazing What's Good gamers in that group right now talking about their favorite recipes, the routines they're on. It's really fantastic to see all of you in there supporting each other. And there's also online one-on-one coaching. So now if you're really serious about achieving your goals, he'll take all the guesswork away and show you exactly how to look more like Kratos with personalized coaching, which is completely free and 100% online. You gonna sneeze again?
Oh,
No.
Hold it in. So if you're excited to kickstart your weight loss, head on over to rippedgamers.com. That's rippedgamers.com and grab your free program or apply for coaching and get started on your journey today. Okay, what were you gonna say?
Does Tim from Ripped Gamers listen to this podcast?
Yes, he does.
Tim from Ripped Gamers, do you mean young Kratos or Dad Kratos? Because they both have very different bodies.
Yeah, but Dad Kratos is still looking real good.
Yeah, but Dad Kratos
Oh,
developed. Dad Kratos developed like the I almost
washboard
said
abs.
I almost said burrito body. I went to say what I mean.
He definitely does not have a burrito body.
burrito-
Had
what I
you seen
mean-
his pecs?
I know, but what I meant to say was Dorito body, aka the Captain America upside down triangle. Shoulders are broader than the waist.
That's a typical like bodybuilder thing, though, isn't it?
Well, like
Yes,
previous
it is.
iterations of Kratos, he just kind of looked kind of big all over.
Well, but like, because he was like blocky pixels.
Yeah,
No,
but
I
now
feel
he's
like
very
Kratos is pretty
pointedly
thick
like the
all around.
Illuminati
Okay.
triangle upside down. Like he's the
Let
triangle.
me
And then he developed the like permanent dad frown.
Well, he's cut back on carbs, you know, so he's really trimmed down his waistline.
They don't have carbs in
I disagree.
in a
I think
freaking Norse.
he's pretty much a
Norway?
rectangle.
They don't
He's a
have carbs in
rectangle
Norway.
right now.
I don't think he's the upside down Dorito, Lex. I'm arguing with you on this. Right now, he's pretty thick. He's
But
up
like
and down.
he has all that shit wrapped around his waist.
Yeah, it's called protection. It's armor, enchantments, and sockets.
You don't want
of,
to be
of,
stabbed
of
in the
special
gut.
gems.
If you
and
look when he's moving around, like yeah, he's like maybe he does have burrito body, but he's just like a trunk,
thick boy.
and then he goes in a little bit at the waist.
shit. Thick boy, what?
Cute face, small waist. big
Oh yeah,
body.
look it.
Because,
So this is old Kratos here, right? So that's very much like giant shoulders, little
Okay.
waist. This is Dad Kratos.
Dad Kratos,
Dad Kratos has gotten, he's gotten a little wide, but like he's still got abs. Look at those fucking abs.
there's like
those abs are intense.
there's like
Also,
5 more abs
we
than
all
a normal
hope
person
to have
has.
abs like Kratos when we're that old.
Well,
know,
he's
right?
like a bajillion
He is,
million
like,
years
Somehow
old, isn't
got
he?
more fit as he got older.
He has like abs on his abs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
then-
I think old Kratos was more Dorito body than new Kratos.
But
I
then
don't know. I don't know. I'm looking at the screenshot side by side, and young Kratos is definitely more Dorito body.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm whatever.
wait.
I haven't
look
had
You
at
were
it.
it,
like there was a Dorito at some
right?
point.
So this is young Kratos. This is
want
old
Doritos.
Kratos. Right?
Yeah. All right.
He's definitely thicker.
He's got
now.
a burrito body.
He's
Maybe
not
I did
burrito-
mean to say burrito body. Well, a burrito is shaped like a tube, like a trunk. He's definitely like rectangle-ish, like a burrito shape with arms.
Rectangle-ish.
Burrito shape.
I don't know. And then he's got that permanent little dad frown that like makes me laugh.
I love though that in photo mode you can make him smile, which
Oh, yeah,
seems
that's so
so
weird.
out of place. I haven't gone into to
don't
mess
like
around
that.
with it at all yet. You're still working your way through slowly.
I'm about halfway through. I'm really enjoying this story of father and his son boy.
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 Uh,
Did you feel good?
No, it's gotten to the part where it's like started doing a bunch of really surprising stuff, and like I really get like I really get like I love when games dig into like a piece of culture or a piece of like mythology or whatever from another culture and deal with it in a really smart way. And like Uncharted, that was cool with all the artifacts and shit, but like I really like how they sort of took that world, took that Norse mythological world, and then sort of created this like, well, here is all the stories that we have and all the context we have for all of these characters, and then just made like the aftermath, and Kratos is kind of like running around with them in the aftermath, which is like really cool to me. Like I think the way that they evolved that is really, really smart and really fun, and sort of unraveling who everyone is and where they came from and what's going on with them has been really fun for me. I love the little details, like when they're in the boat and they're going around in the boat, all their
Story time.
their story time. And like I was sitting there like listening to them, and I'm playing with my boyfriend, and he leans in and he goes, "Oh my God, their mouths are actually moving."
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but like so many other games, it's like someone's talking, you can't see their face, but it's like they're
That's
sitting there
something
talking.
I pay attention to. I always look for that. You know, when they're
Yeah.
talking.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because you play too many JRPGs where they don't bother animating that shit.
Yeah, correct.
Or it's just like wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to vocalize to match the
Like
lips.
Mimir's facial animations when he's just a head sitting next to Atreus in the boat.
Oh my God, that is my fucking favorite part, where
Like,
you're just
I mean,
boating
spoilers
around
now, by
and this
the
little
way.
head is just like hanging out, being like, "Back in my day," and Atreus is just like, and you're just like sitting there like next to this head. It's so funny.
Well,
It's so good. I just wanted. I went up to the screen. My boyfriend was playing, and I went up to the screen, and I was just like, "Your head." It's just like so. It's so good, but I can deal with a few less boys.
Boy.
Boy. I get it.
Boy.
I get it. You're hiding your love for your son with overt, over dramatized disdain. I get it.
I don't know if it's disdain so much as indifference.
Yeah, he's like trying to be indifferent, and I'm
But
like,
he loves the
dude.
shit out of that kid.
I'm like, yo. Also, this kid. I just have to say, how old is he supposed to be? Like 10, 9?
You feel like he's between like 9 and 12.
He's definitely not. He is not 12. He is definitely like
No, younger. I
maybe-
feel like he's like 10 or 11.
like
right?
a high, maybe like a high 10.
Yeah.
Like a high 10, low 11. That kid is the most flexible, the most resilient, like the most athletic.
Well, yeah,
like
he trains. He trained
the
with his mother.
fucking craziest kid I've ever seen. And I'm watching it and I'm like, God damn it. Like, what a kid. I'm all about this kid. No, I'm like obsessed. I'm obsessed with the God of War kid. Wherever you are, kid who plays Atreus, if you're watching this podcast, I fucking love you. Let's hang out. It's
I
great.
think that Corey has tweeted to this actor who did the mocap and the voice for,
I never go on Twitter, so I
for
should go.
Atreus in his feed a couple of times. So if you're really, truly interested, you just head to
Sure.
Corey
I'll,
Barlog's Twitter feed.
I've got an 11-year-old to stalk, I guess, when I get home.
That sounds
Ooh.
weird.
No, but it's like, it's so cool because when you see kids in games, like the last child I can think of who had this kind of gravitas in a game was Ellie from The Last of Us, and she was played by an adult woman. So she's like a great performance. I'm not like trying to diminish it in any way. But we've never really seen a game with a actual child in such a physically and like vocally and like mentally demanding role before, because all the stuff that like Atreus is saying and all of like the things that he's going through are very much like they're hard. And I can imagine, you know, this little kid rolling around on the mocap stage and then trying to be like, I'm reading Norse runes now and that's my emotion. Like I just can't, like it's so freaking cool. It's so freaking cool because so few games really have explored the parent relationship by having those two characters on camera at all time. It's always like something like Life is Strange where it's not a constant thing, but instead you have, you know, father and boy. doing their thing constantly. Like the camera never breaks from them. They're never apart except for a couple of instances. And it's just like really heartwarming and really sweet. And I feel like if this wasn't a God of War game and if this was something totally entirely different, but had that dynamic and had that characterization, I think I'd still really love it. Like it's really sweet. Video games have been dadded. It's happened. The daddening, but it's so cute. I love it so much.
But it's a good daddening.
It's a good daddening, and I'm tootling around in all the side stuff and really need to advance the story, but I like don't want it to end. But I'm afraid someone's gonna spoil it for me before I get to the end.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah,
you should go. Okay, bye. See you later. This was fun.
We're just far. Yeah, we're just far enough from launch that like. People are getting pretty flippant with the spoiler
it's like
warnings.
3 weeks.
It's been like what, 11 days, 12 days.
You guys just spoiled.
I had Who the Stranger Was spoiled for me, and I wanted to like kick someone's face in. And I was like, why?
I feel like that's a pretty minor spoiler. Which, by the way, if you missed it, we have a God of War spoiler cast up, youtube.com/whatsgoodgames, or whatever podcast service you're using to listen to the show right now. We also published an audio version of it. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
I did like the 2 dwarves played by Nolan and Troy.
They didn't play both of the dwarves.
Nolan and Troy.
What?
Yeah.
Dwarves are not Nolan and Troy.
Yeah.
Well, whoever those 2 characters are, that's Nolan and
Brock
Troy.
and Sindri?
No.
They're not played by Nolan and Troy.
No?
No. I don't know
who are they played by.
But I won't say. It's spoilery.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right. Well, now I have to finish the game and go back in.
Oh,
I
know who they are.
Yeah. So I was listening to it and I was like, oh my God, it sounds like Troy Baker. And my boyfriend's like, what? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll have to revisit this and then call you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let you know. Yeah. She's going to text you who it is.
Text
okay. Before we get into spoiler territory, let's go ahead and move along from God of War. Still haven't beaten that one stupid post-launch or post-ending boss person.
Girl.
But thank you to Drew for sending me your loadout, and I'm going to try to go and get that taken care of. So, we were in Los Angeles last week. Thank you to Square Enix for inviting us to come down and play Shadow of the Tomb Raider. The embargo for that coverage lifted at 6 a.m. the morning after the evening event.
That's evil.
It was too quick. And it was because they had, I believe IGN had a bunch of special coverage that they worked out with them to lift at that time. So we just decided, listen, like the podcast is already edited and ready to go. We were going to try to like shoehorn some coverage in. So we're going to talk about it now. But I want to let you guys know that we did get invited there, and Square put us up to play this event and or play the game at the event. And like it was a really neat event. It was held downtown Los Angeles in this really cool space, and there was a lot of like jungle things everywhere. And they gave us a full hour of hands-on time with the game, which is generally when you get a first preview of a game, it's like 10 to 20 minutes tops. But they gave us a full hour, and I had a lot of fun. And by a lot of fun, I mean probably one too many whiskeys.
I was about to say,
okay, tell me the story.
Tell me the story. I didn't have a lot of drinks. My problem was that I was working that morning, and then we got on the plane because we had done our Patreon streams just like the night before, and then or maybe the night before that. I was editing the show. Yeah, I was editing the show, and we hadn't eaten very much. No. that was really what happened. And then we got to the event, and I was like, oh, I'm going to grab a drink before I sit down to play. And then I was chatting with some other people at the event. We saw Sydney Goodman there, who was previously here on the show with us. We got to see Jessica Chobot there, who was fantastic, and a bunch of other cool ladies.
And Alana, who was also on our show.
Yes, Alana Pierce was also there. And so it was a really fun way for us to catch up with some people. I just had one too many whiskeys. And then they're like, oh, your playtime is up or is here. Go on back. And so I go back there. And boy, oh boy, did I die a lot in that demo. Steimer was sitting right behind me and being like, wait, what's going on?
I was right next to you.
Oh, you were next to me.
You don't even remember where Steimer was.
Well, we were side by side, and then I thought it was I couldn't remember if it was Britt or Steimer behind me.
Sid was right behind you.
Oh, okay.
And then there was random dude.
I was behind Sid. So I was,
Okay.
Who kept bumping into me, by the way.
That
Zero
happened to me.
personal space.
Yep.
What?
Like, he just moved so far back that he, like, hit me. And
Who?
I was,
Well, they were pretty
Ooh.
tight. It wasn't like super
I know, but be
spacious.
aware of your
Who-
surroundings.
Yeah.
Who messed with you? Who
I
do
don't
I
know
gotta
who
go
he was.
after?
We will have words later. Should
I'll
I
find
ever meet
you.
him again?
I will find
But,
you. I have nothing left to lose.
So I died like a couple times in the demo, but then like at one point, Andrea just turns to me and is like, "I've died so much." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Are you like okay over there?" And so I finished the demo, and I go over, and she's just dying,
Just dying. Just dying so many times.
dying so many times, and I was like,
Okay,
she's
was it during
like,
the combat or was it during the
No,
platform?
No, no, no. It was
like
in the
basically
tomb.
timed platforming that you need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
So okay.
And yeah, I guess we could say what it is.
Yeah, so
but-
we in the demo we played the very like was the beginning of the game, yeah.
Mhm.
And
must have been.
we'll leave like story spoilers out, but essentially it's it picks up a little bit after where the second game leaves off. Trinity is back, of course. They were like the big bad or whatever in the last game, and by the way, I want to make this caveat in the demo and at that event, Lara Croft was said 3 different ways. She was said Laura, Lara, and Lara
By whom?
by people in the game, inside
You mean,
the
like,
game.
different I didn't notice that.
Different characters said her name differently inside the game.
I can't remember the name of the man who was presenting the demo, who's doing the main stage presentation.
One of
He
the
was saying
developers from
Lara.
Square, yeah.
He was saying Lara, and
Lara,
we were
yeah.
giving Andrea so much shit during one of our streams.
I
think
know
it was,
because
for
I
saying
had
Lara.
this bit on GameStop
It's
TV
Lara. It's
about
Lara.
Lara Croft, and I even asked the devs when Rise of the Tomb Raider came out. We were in the Xbox booth. I did this whole piece for GameStop TV on it, and managers to this day still tweet to me about it. Where I was like, okay,
No, they don't. Really?
They really do, and they were like, well, I asked them what's the definitive way to say this character's name, and they said it was Lara, and I was like, okay, great, but on stage, the developer said Lara.
No!
In the game, one character called her Laura, and the other character called her Lara.
That's called like you didn't fucking work with your voice actors correctly. Like
Not
that's a big
necessarily.
bad.
I don't know who called her. That could be a realistic thing depending on who the character is, right? Like if it's somebody who doesn't know you very well, like people call me Kristen at times. Like that's
Yeah.
not my name either. So like it's not.
What?
It depends on the context. is all I'm
Also, it
saying.
also depends on accents, right? Is it an American character? Is it a British character? Is it an Australian character? We all have different
Oi.
accents, right?
Boy.
So my point, thanks, Britt. My point was, clearly they aren't fussed about it, so don't be fussed about it. No matter how
I'm gonna be fussed about it.
You're never
Lara's
gonna win
name
that
is
fight,
said.
girl. You're
Lara,
never
Laura,
gonna win that
Laura.
fight.
She's
Lara,
still
Lara.
she's still a cool character. So we pick up with her, and she is obviously out to find some kind of treasure in a cave somewhere because that's what Tomb Raiders do.
Yeah.
Surprise,
Surprise! There's another like extremely powerful object hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
In a
Oh,
cave.
and that bitch needs to slow down. It's like the demo starts and she's there with Jonah, he's been in the other games. And she's like, "Ba-da-da-da-da-da, we gotta find this thing and ba-da-da-da, we gotta go here and do this because of this thing. And Jonah's just looking at her like, excuse me, can you please
Jonah's
tell
like,
me?
okay.
I want to
What
know.
did you just say?
I want to know
He's gonna leave
where,
her on read.
what strength of Adderall she's taken. Because man,
Is it the 10
No,
milligram
kind
that
pill?
girl
Yeah,
could
she's
go.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
she kinda
yeah.
bugs me.
So yeah, so like we get right into it. We'll leave the story details out, but the game looks beautiful. The graphics look really good, and we were playing on Xboxes, I believe.
Yes, Xbox One X.
So don't know if they have an announced partnership, but that would lead me to believe that they probably do.
Please God no.
But it's not exclusive in any way. It's coming to all platforms at the same time for this release, as far as we're aware. And it's, they did a presentation ahead of time, and I kind of like was making some cracks at it because it was filled with a bunch of marketing talk. You heard me read the press release for Red Dead Redemption 2 in the first segment. It was basically a lot of that, a lot of exposition about what they're changing. Essentially, I think the point they were trying to get across is it's more dangerous than it has been before. You know, Lara as a character is more deadly, and that the tombs are bigger and better, and the puzzles are bigger and
also
better.
deadlier.
Terrifying tombs, yeah.
Terrifying tombs. That's the exact words that were used.
And so we were all kind of poking fun, but actually once we got to the gameplay, they were quite a bit more dangerous because I got impaled a lot.
But you were also drunk.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't drunk, excuse me. I just was being a little bit reckless because playing God of War recently, they don't let you accidentally walk off ledges. Like when you're like walking on things, if there's like a ledge that you're not supposed to fall off, they don't just let you fall off of it and then you plunge and you die and then they reload. They just
That's
don't
more
let you fall
realistic.
off of it. Right, but
You
like
would
that
fall and you would die.
But like that's something you just have to learn, and
The
because
stakes are high.
because
How
I
many
wasn't
times did it take you to learn it, Andrea?
about 27.
If you're gonna be a fucking Tomb Raider, you better fucking watch for your ledges, damn it.
Yeah, so
Yep.
learn that lesson the hard
This
way.
is the third game.
But there were a couple of jumps in the game that you had to time pretty perfectly, and I clearly was my motor skills were not functioning at
was-
their peak ability.
This was amazing. So I'm hovering over Andrea's shoulder at this point because I'm done with the demo.
Because she finished like a
And-
boss. She was just like ripped through that thing.
And she is like, I can't do it. She's like, this is game. Like, I'm hitting the button. Why isn't she jumping? And so I'm looking at her hands as this is happening. And I see her like hit A way too late. Like, wait. And I was just like, girl, that was the most delayed reaction time I've ever seen.
So I handed her the
I might be too
controller.
drunk for
It
this.
was like, do it for me. Do
Girl.
it for me.
Yeah, so she hands me the controller and I start to play, and I like get her past this part.
But it
and,
was
like,
the
a
very
little bit
end. It
out
was
of
the very
danger.
end of the demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
like
so
the
then I
last
leave you
thing.
on this building, and then you died like 4 more times on this building, and I was
true.
like, do I need to do this
What?
too?
I was like, no, I got it.
To be fair, I died a lot on that building too, but that was because the camera angle wasn't like catching up with what I wanted it to do. Because there is that part where you have to platform, you have to jump from like a floating piece of debris onto a building, and you have to shimmy up, and then you have to like shimmy to the right and then jump across. But then the camera was turning, and I meant to jump up, but every time I was like, because you're getting the moment, you know, you got your adrenaline pumping, the water's crashing, people are dying, a child dies, and it's
What?
that
Yeah.
the thing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
It's
Mama,
not
no
spoiler. It's
quiero
not spoilery.
morir."
He's just like, so you're going through this like very tumultuous like scene where a bunch of NPCs are like there's like some
It's a
kind of
disastrous
it's like a
event that's
natural
happening.
disaster that's
Okay.
happening. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like some kind of like a flood or something.
Yeah,
And so
it's a
like
tsunami.
you're trying to like
Tsunami.
escape or whatever, and then like all of these NPCs are like drowning around you or whatever.
Oh my
And it's
god.
just this child like hanging from this thing, and I died right in front of him so many times because of the freaking camera angle. And he's like, "Mama, no quiero morir," and he said that like so many times. Means I don't want to die, and then the little bastard dies, and it's like, shit, that's intense.
And then you died, like in solidarity.
yeah, you die inside a little
And
bit.
then you're
I
like,
died,
I'm
four
dying
times
too.
that time.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no! I fall to my death.
Holy shit,
Oh,
Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
intense.
the demo itself, I feel like, hey, if you played a Tomb Raider game before, you know, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, you know exactly what you're getting, ladies and gentlemen.
But like that's like
plus,
really sad. Can
now
we go
you
back
can,
to
like,
bears?
Hide in the mud, kind of.
And you can grapple and
You can,
swing.
like-
I don't
yeah,
think that was in
yeah.
there.
Okay, so the newish things are like, if you're grappling onto a rock, you can now extend down on your rope and use that to swing, like back and
Right.
forth to get to different ledges.
A
And then
la
in
Uncharted
combat, you can like sneak up against walls that are covered in ivy and kind of just hang
That
there
part
and
was
then
pretty cool for the stealth. Yeah.
kill people. Yeah, that was good. I liked that a
And
lot.
they said that there are points where you'll be able to like be like where there's water and mud, you'll be able to like put mud on yourself and like kind of like be in the mud, like very
I
like
am one with the
Predator
mud.
style. Yeah, Rambo. Yeah.
What is happening?
Laura is like kind of a psychopath, and like it's very
Yeah.
this game is leading into that very much so. Which, so I've talked about this before, how I did not like Lara Croft at the end of the second game. I just thought like she was extremely selfish, and I couldn't relate to her anymore. And that definitely carried through in this demo. And so I appreciated it I'm gonna say this part because it's the beginning of the game, so meh. So Jonah, like at the end of the demo, kind of like gives her a talking to and like puts everything back into perspective because she's being such a narcissist at this point. like, I'm the only one that can do this. This is all like, oh, everything's about me, blah, blah, blah. And Jonah literally says, like, it's not all about you. And I'm like, fuck yeah, Jonah.
Yeah.
But also,
I took out my phone and I said, thank you, Jonah. Like, that was the last note to myself about the entire demo. I was like, thank you. Yeah, she reminds me a lot of Nathan Drake. You know, it's like, hey, there's this thing we got to do. We're going to sacrifice everything and anything because everything revolves around us and we caused this problem, but we're the only one able to fix this. And I think I never disliked Lara, but at the beginning of this game and watching her actions throughout, I'm like, God, you really are a selfish biatch. And I'm curious to see if I'm going to dislike her as the game goes on or if she's going to be able to redeem herself through the events that take place.
Given Jonah's speech at her, I'm hoping she becomes less of a narcissist and like an anti-hero almost and more down a hero-y path. She doesn't need to be like a complete hero by any means. But if she could just act a little bit less like she's the most important person in the world, that'd be really great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'd like it if they like gave her a bit more. Like, I don't like that that's her defining personality trait.
Yeah, and also in this game, you know, she's always been like a fit girl, you know, but
she's ripped now.
She fucking ripped. She has biceps on her triceps and triceps on her biceps. It's freaking insane. She takes off her coat and she's like, boom, I'm here. So it really, because I know they're trying to wrap up this trilogy of sorts, and so it goes to show you like she's really taking this seriously. She's really put on the muscle. I think it's more of a story element than a graphical limitation thing. I think it's like, yeah, look how serious she is now. And they're definitely pitching this as this is where Laura becomes her true self kind of thing.
Jesus.
You know, she's no longer a scared, meek little girl in the woods. And it's like in the woods. I don't know why I added that on.
I mean, she was kind of in the woods.
She kind of was in the woods.
She's always in the woods. Let's just
Always
like call a spade a spade.
You need the woods for the tree cover.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, Samer, do you think you sense like a huge jump in character from Rise of the Tomb Raider to this one?
From the last one to this one? No.
Yeah.
From the beginning to this, yes. From the last game to me, she felt very similar. But again, we only played the beginning of this game. So I'm assuming like she will grow in the same way that she did from 1 to 2. I don't know what she's gonna grow into. Hopefully someone who's like somewhat interesting and has cares about
my biggest problem isn't necessarily that she's like a super like self-centered adventurer. It's that they still haven't given me a narrative reason why she is like a mass murderer, right? It's like she's a
sociopath,
right? They haven't really connected that arc from the first game where she's like supposed to be super vulnerable in this trilogy, and then she kind of like it starts to begin to find who she is. And hypothetically, in this game, the third part of the trilogy, she's like kind of coming into her own and becoming the Tomb Raider that she goes on to be. And I'm still like having this problem with this idea that she just like goes around and just kills all these people. And it's like, I get that it's part of the fantasy of a video game is that like there's like shooting gallery sections, right? Like whether it be like Halo or Call of Duty or whatever, there's a lot of like expendable NPCs, but they're trying to set her up as not that character. But like she just murders a lot of dudes.
And she like is totally fine with it at this point. Like there was zero like, oh no, it was like Trinity's here, let's fuck them up. Like that's kind of what I was like. I mean, I didn't mind that. What's funny is like I'm the opposite of you, Andrew. I'm like, I don't mind that she murders all these people. Like I actually kind of find it fun. But
oh no, I think it's fun. I'm just trying to find like a narrative reason why she's doing it.
She sounds scary.
She's doing it because she thinks exactly. Yeah, like that she thinks number one, she's the most she's the only one deserving of these items that they're going after. So I think like in her head and she's already killed a lot of people before, so I think at this point she's pretty numb to it. And it's basically like these people are getting in my way is kind of how I took it as. And she knows that they would kill her or capture her. So it's very easy, I would assume, for her to be like, meh, you can die, you can die, you can die, snap all the necks, let's go.
It was also strange when we were playing and they were describing, Trinity was like, okay, she's here, young, what was it saying, like white female.
Young white female in her early 20s.
Early 20s. And I was like, that's right, this girl's just a baby. She's only in her early 20s. She probably doesn't even understand that she's killing people. Nah,
she understands she's killing people.
I mean, come on.
Early
Those are some
20s?
pretty brutal stealth kills that are happening in this game.
She's definitely
like, pickaxe to the face. Come here.
Yeah, I think she thinks every game the world's ending, and so it's her responsibility to save the world and sacrifice Trinity, who has stolen so much from her and her family. And maybe we're looking too much into it, but that's probably
The
what
last game she wasn't even trying to save the world. She was like, "My dad. This is all about my dad." And I was like, "Shut up about your dad.
Go away."
She sounds like
you loved your dad.
She sounds like she'd be right at home in like a JRPG, not a Tomb Raider game.
Probably.
It's all about me. I have to save the world.
I'm the only one smart enough to solve this.
I was normal and raised in a village until one day a disaster occurred, and I'm the only one who can save the world and lift the sword.
In order for her to be in the JRPG, she'd have to be 12.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right.
We'd have to
Or,
age
like,
her
8.
down.
Yeah, she'd have to be like
Unless you're
aged
Final
down
Fantasy
by
15.
unless you're Final Fantasy 15, then you're like actual an adult.
Yeah.
She sounds. I kind of like that it sounds to me like they're not glorifying her transformation into the Lara Croft that we know. Like they're not glorifying her turning into this like maniacal, like super backflippy off all the ledges, kill everyone badass. They're kind of like, it sounds like they're framing it in like she's going a little crazy. Like there's nothing glamorous about this. She is incredibly reckless and endangering herself and endangering everyone that comes with her. Like everything this woman touches just goes to shit. If we've learned anything from the last 2 games.
She's a full-on adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I do like the things that I really liked about the demo is like I like how the tombs feel bigger and the puzzles feel, at least from this preliminary piece that we saw, feel like they're hopefully going to get more intricate. They're going to get more difficult. I do like how the combat feels like it's going to be a little bit deeper than it has been previously. But of course, there's a lot more to see in this game. But it does feel, like more of the same, which is not a bad thing. I thought both of the first games in the trilogy were fantastic. Really enjoyed them, really had a great time with them, and I would like to see them expand and do more.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm excited to see what they do with her as a character. And like you said, I've always had fun with the gameplay of all of these games. I think the gameplay is always really solid. So I can't wait.
Parting thoughts, Britt?
I hope she gets her ass kicked. Is what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see how she get put in her place.
She always does, but usually by the environment.
I mean, that's true. I don't know what she's like in the PlayStation games, so I don't know if she's more mature in those games and she's like, I do what I have to do, although I don't thoroughly enjoy it. Whereas in these games, I feel like she enjoys what she's doing, and maybe that's because she's so immature and doesn't know any better and hasn't had any sense knocked into her. But we'll see. I don't know. Like I've never had this before where I've spent an hour with a character that I spent 2 games with, and I'm like really annoyed by her. And not because she's written poorly or nothing wrong with the game, but I'm like, girl, you're a selfish bitch. What the hell are you doing? It's not all about you. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, speaking...
Yeah, I mean, I kind of felt that way too about Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4. Though, like when he's like, I'm not gonna tell my wife where I'm going. I'm just gonna go. It's because it's my brother. And you're like, come on. Like of everybody, Elena would be understanding and sympathetic to this.
Yeah.
What?
I said she'd be cool with it.
Yeah. Exactly. She's gone on most of your adventures. Like, what are you thinking? So,
typical man move.
You were saying speaking of.
I forgot.
What?
I straight up forgot what I was going to say.
Okay, well, if it comes back to you, let me know. We have another game to discuss this week because the embargo has lifted finally. State of Decay 2.
Weeks later.
How is it? Is it good? Is it fun? Is it
Tell
more
me about
than
the
original?
Zambies. And tell me also about when you threw or wanted to throw your controller.
Zambies.
So, before we get to that, Britt, you played State of Decay 1. Yes. No, you never did?
No.
Wait a minute.
I thought that you did.
Why?
I thought you did too.
But it's a zombie game.
We all just assumed you played it because it's a zombie game.
No. And this is what's so weird is I don't have a reason as to why I never played it. I don't know why, because I definitely had heard of it and I know I had seen trailers of it, but for some reason it's just something that I don't know. I literally do not know why I never played this game. Maybe it was because I knew that it wasn't like a story-driven game and I completely forgot about that going into State of Decay 2. I don't know. I have no good answer for you, ladies and
Okay,
gentlemen.
well, I was going to ask for your thoughts in comparison.
No,
But,
I went into this blind just like you, baby girl.
okay, so we were invited by Xbox to go down to their loft downtown San Francisco, get hands-on with State of Decay 2. And we spent some time playing solo in our own game, managing our own community, and then we teamed up. Before we get to that point, I just want to say I added 2 members to my community, had a thriving 9 people, and Britt killed all of hers. Dead.
You killed your community?
She
You're
sacrificed
the
them all.
community manager.
I'm not surprised because this is the girl who like falls asleep at night thinking about her zombie apocalypse plan
And
and who actively wants to be
wait.
in the zombie apocalypse.
And it was funny because I was talking about State of Decay with Greg on Games Daily this week, and he's like, I hosted with Britt. I know what kind of zombie apocalypse person she is. Of course everybody died in her community.
Hey!
So does this mean that in the actual zombie apocalypse scenario where we're together, you murder me?
No!
Steimer,
No, you're
watch
not
your
a
back.
video game
Watch your back,
character.
Steimer.
I wouldn't trust her.
I know.
Hi! You're not a video game character, Steimer. You're not expendable. You're fine.
Okay.
No. So here,
I don't know that I trust you anymore.
Andrea, Renee, I see your face.
Andrea.
YouTube.com/what'sgoodgames. Give us a subscribe so you can look at the face Andrea's making right now. She doesn't trust me. So wait, no. Here's the thing: so when you started the State of Decay 2 demo, they just throw you in, and if you have never played State of Decay before, you don't know what the hell you're doing. And so I knew there was permadeath between the community members.
So you killed everyone?
I wanted to explore the world, and I was like,
So you
I
took
wanna
out
see
everyone
what's
in
out
your
there.
way.
What am-
So you had to murder people to do that?
They were expendable. Okay, listen, I wanted to see this world. I knew I was going to play co-op later. And so I would just grab a random Joe Schmo. I'm like, all right, we're going to see as far as we get. So I would trek out there in the middle of the world, and I would get bit, and I would get mauled to death. And I'm like, okay, that sucks. I would assume the role of another community member, go off in the other direction, and trek around and see what's out there, and then I would die.
Oh, you become them?
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's how the permadeath works, is that so you start out as one character in your community, and then if you're out in the world, if you get you eventually get fatigued, and you would have to go back to your community and rotate out a different character. Or if you get bit and you get like the blood plague, there is a way.
The what?
The blood plague.
The blood plague.
Plague?
Plague. Whatever.
Bagel.
Exactly.
Same.
Tomato. You
The
say
blood
tomato. I
plague.
say fuck you.
Blood
So.
plague.
So here's the thing. You can change it once you're one first character.
You say tomato, I say fuck.
That's not a t-shirt. So once you it's true. You can use to buy it at Urban Outfitters. So here's the thing. You can trade out your characters. You like rotate them out and you give them some rest, or you have to give them medicine or whatever. Because even if you get bit, you can technically be cured. Yeah, are you okay?
With what? There's a cure for the plague?
Yes.
So why
The
are there
plague.
still
There's
zombies?
a cure for the plague, but I don't know about the plague.
Because there's very limited cures, and it takes a lot of resources.
Well, think of this too, Steimer. If there were like zombies walking around and half their guts are hanging out and they're missing like an arm and a leg, are you really going to restore them to humanity?
No.
That's not quite what I meant, but you're
Well-
right. I meant more of like, how has it not been contained at some point if you can fix early bites?
Well, I think the early bites are one of those things that's like, if you get mauled by a zombie and they eat
Oh, you're
you, like
fucked.
you're done.
Yeah.
But like if you get like one bite, you can make it away. Then there's a way to fix it, but it takes resources, and that's probably why it's not widespread.
From
It's 'cause
Yeah,
it takes
it's not like there's a
resources.
case sitting with all of the antivirus.
There's not
around or anything
unlimited
like
like vaccines hanging out.
So from when you like, let's say you're out in the world, you get bit, and then you have to like, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my camp and use some resources to fix me. How like fast do you degenerate? Like, do you have like a time window?
Actually,
where you
I
have to
haven't
save
discovered
yourself?
that.
Okay.
Because
I
because I only got bit, but one of my characters got bit in an encounter with one of those like really big
An
fat zombies
encounter.
whose names I can't remember.
I don't know if it works that way. I might be wrong, but I think you have to get bit a certain amount of time, and then you turn into a zombie. I think it's not like it progresses throughout your system like typical zombie lore, where you get bit and then your time is ticking.
Like
I think it's
instantly
you have
as
to
well,
get bit
actually,
certain
us a
amount of
little bit
times.
there.
I think.
In
I don't
typical
know.
zombie lore.
Zombie lore.
Excuse me. I think that the zombies are very, very I don't know where I was going with that, but but Andrea,
So
I would
Controller.
like you to know that I have found a T-shirt that says "You say tomato, I say Bloody Mary," and I feel like I want to buy it for you.
that's
awesome.
That sounds fucking perfect for me. So in the game, we're playing, and in my playthrough, my single player playthrough, which leads me to my frustration where I almost threw the controller at this demo. So I had never played State of Decay before. So I asked one of the developers to come over and sit down with me, and I said, hey, like, I'm coming in here completely fresh. Literally have no idea what I'm walking into. Can you walk me through what the basics are? So he's telling me about this system and this system and this system and this system. I'm like, whoa. Maybe I'm regretting this. There's a lot going on here. And basically, this is unlike other zombie games in the sense that there's a lot more base building and RTS and RPG elements than there are combat elements. And that's something that I wasn't aware of. This isn't like Dead Rising or like Dying Light, where you can just like go in and you can just like get into it with the zombies and tussle with them, or Dead Island, where you can just like hack and slash your way through stuff. This is very much like you want to kind of go low and slow. You want to,
She said.
be quiet.
girl.
You want to work your way through. You want to be methodical, because
That's why I died. I don't have the patience to be that way.
I know, right? And so I was like, okay, this is good to know, because the whole point of the game, because I asked, like, is there like an overarching narrative or a story? And he's like, no. It's like the whole
Just
point.
survive.
Yeah, it's basically like make sure your community survives and go through and clear out the plague hearts, which is a new mechanic for State of Decay 2, which are kind of like zombie nests that you go in and destroy.
Ooh.
And then, you move on to the next, and then you build a bigger and bigger community and make sure everyone's happy. So managing your community kind of feels a little bit like The Sims in a way, where you like have people that are happy and then they get sad, and then in order to make them happy again, you have to like give them what they want. And so some people are like, oh, my morale is low because I want a garden in our base. And you're like, okay, well, I got to build a garden. Well, to build the garden, I have to go get the right resources. And then to get the right resources, I have to go on a scavenging hunt. And so when I go out scavenging, though, like I'm putting myself at risk to like have a zombie encounter, right? And so I went on a mission for one character, and we were needing to go to this construction site to go pick something up. We needed materials, and materials are one of the resources in the world, because we needed to build something. In order to build it, we needed the materials. So I go out there with her, and I go on my own, and I get out there, I pick up my rucksack, and I'm like, cool, great. And I'm like scavenging through the other buildings on this site, and I find more rucksacks. Can only hold one rucksack at a time. I was like, well, this is dumb. I have all these inventory slots.
I have all these shoulders. I have 2 shoulders.
Yeah,
should be
I
able
can
to
hold at least 2
rucksacks.
rucksacks.
Oh my god.
Can't do it. So I took my one rucksack and I brought it to my truck, because thankfully the developer was like, take the truck. It has more trunk space. And I was like, okay, I'll
can
do
hold
that.
2 rucksacks.
You can actually hold in the trunk, the trunk of the truck that I had. Trunk of the truck. Say that 5 times fast.
Trunk of the truck. trunk.
It's like floors, flavors.
Floors,
Watch our
floor
Patreon
flavors.
exclusive video, patreon.com/WeskaGames, if you want to hear about floor
Flush,
flavors.
flush, fluff,
Flavors.
And so I can actually hold 8 additional things.
What the fuck?
In the trunk.
Only 8? How big are these things?
Right, that's what I'm saying. 8 is nothing. So I put one in, and then I have to go back, grab the next one, put it in. So I'm transferring from my person's inventory. No, this is why I got
What
real
noise
mad.
was that?
That sounds poopy.
And so I'm transferring these things, going through, because in this construction site there's like 6 little mini houses that I'm like going through and clearing. And so like I'm going through one by one, taking out the individual zombies in each one and picking up the resources. And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this like supplies run. I got my truck loaded up. I'm ready to drive back into town, and like I'm going to have all the materials to build all the stuff for all the unhappy people. And then I get to like the third building, and I come across I clear out the zombies, and then I come across a locked like safe. And I was like, oh, well, I can like open this, and there's like a pick locking ability. And so you can pick the lock slow, which will make it open like silently, Or you can do it quickly, but it'll make noise, and then the noise, of course, brings the zombies. But in my mind, I'm like, I just clearly wiped out all of these zombies. There's like dead zombies all around me. I'm like a badass zombie killer. So I'm like, I'm going to break the lock because I'm fucking bored and I want to get back to base and drop off this stuff. Oh, no. I break the lock and fucking 500 zombies like instantly appear out of fucking nowhere.
Like actual 500?
Oh, I'm exaggerating. It was more like 10.
Were they in the house?
So they weren't, but they like will come in the house. And so I'm like, oh shit, I got to bail out of here. So I find myself in this firefight and I'm overwhelmed. And there's one of the big zombies who is like really hard to take down, who's like a bullet sponge. And so I'm like, shit. And so I die. I'm like, well, fuck, that sucks. And that's when I got mad because I'm like, I just spent all of this time fucking hoarding these goddamn rucksacks into this stupid truck, and now I'm dead because once you're dead, your character's gone.
Yeah.
Like Sea of Thieves.
But the difference is that your loot will still exist in the game world.
Yeah, you can go back and get it, can't
so
you?
I was mad, and I was like ready to throw the controller. I was like, this game is fucking bullshit. Why is my fucking backpack so small?
Why can I only carry one?
Carry more than one.
Why can't I have 5 backpacks? This is bullshit. And so like
I have 2 shoulders and 2 hands.
I can
should be
clearly
able to carry 4 backpacks.
And one back. 5. That's 5.
I was concerned. I heard Andrew make a very distressed noise. Something, not pleasant. And then, she was very upset. And then, like, the PR person, like, skittered over. They're like, what's happening here? Because our game did crash a whole bunch. So I'm thinking they probably thought the game crashed again. But no, she was just raging.
Yeah. So
Rightfully so.
I mean, to be fair, because, like, realistically, how loud could that lock have been? How loud? Like, unless you're using dynamite.
Sure.
I mean, she was shooting zombies,
because the
right?
truck's gonna make noise too. Spoiler alert. Whether you're gonna just take all the zombies back to your base.
Yeah, so I was a little upset with how sensitive
the zombies are.
That was, especially after I just like
really sensitive in State of Decay.
Well, yes, they are.
What if there's a nerd zombie and he's like, well, actually, guys, I think we should go to this locked doors because it's very loud and it's over there, and I think we should kill this lady and make her real mad.
I know we've like been like ignoring the gunshots and everything, but I feel like this is really our moment. I feel like this is our time. Maybe she has some cool shit we could take.
But I don't even
Maybe
care
she
about
has
your
4
shit.
backpacks she can't carry.
So I made it my fucking mission. I was like, I have to take a character before our single player play session is over, and I have to fucking get all those goddamn rucksacks that are sitting in that truck. And then I couldn't find another fucking car because the cars are super scarce. So one of the things that they said that they changed was that they were like, oh, it felt too fast in the last game. It's too easy to get around. So they've made cars like super scarce in this game. So you have like 2 cars outside your main base.
Where did they go?
I don't know. This is a great question. Doesn't everybody have a car at their house? Pretty much.
Yeah. Is this like, so this is like.
Eventually they should run out of gas, but that's like the one thing that should be.
Oh,
Like,
no, not
should
only
be
are
all
they
these
scarce, they
cars,
also run out of gas.
This is
and
like
you just run out of fuel.
Yeah.
It's post-apocalyptic like America, right?
Yes.
Is it set in like a populated area, or is it like a not so populated area?
It feels like at least the setting that we were in felt like the Far Cry setting. Felt like
okay,
like any town USA in like middle America.
So then everyone should have a car. But then like, where did all the cars go?
Don't know.
They got the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
The cars by themselves?
Yeah.
Is this how Cars starts?
Yeah.
Is this the beginning
Yeah.
of Cars?
Sentient,
Pixar's
yeah.
Cars? Zombies killed all the humans and the cars went and lived happily ever after the end.
They're like, they went off to some special mountain somewhere.
Yeah.
The special
where
fun
lightning
mountain.
struck and turned the cars into live beings.
And
So,
then they kill all the zombies.
yeah. So I eventually get back there after finding a car, and then I had to go find gas for the car, and I managed to get back there and get my things, and then our single player time was over. And then Britt and I got to play together, which was really the highlight of this, was the co-op.
Did she kill you too?
Kidding me?
No.
Did she get you
Hell
killed?
Did she
no.
get you?
And this is, like Andrew was saying, you have to be very calculated and slow, methodical when you play this. And I have no patience. This is why I play most shooters on easy, why I play games like God of War on easy, Bayonetta on easy, because I don't have the patience to try to like be like good. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go explore. Well, this isn't like Andrew said, like this isn't like Dying Light. This isn't Like what's
Rising.
the other one I'm thinking of?
Dead Rising.
Dead Island?
Dead Rising.
Rising?
Or Dead
Dead
Island,
Rising.
yeah.
So
They're all
many
dead.
Any of the things with dead in the title.
Anything with dead in it. Where you just can go and you can take on an entire horde by yourself. Oh no, baby girl, you will die. And I died like 5 or 6 times to the point where my entire community was wiped out. And so it booted me to the title page. And there's still like 30 minutes left in the single player demo. And I was like, whoops, I'm just gonna start a new community and hope for the best. And I think I got put in an area of the game that maybe I wasn't supposed to play because I was just like, I'm gonna start playing again. Where this kind of bit me in the butt was when we were starting co-op, and we started with Andrea's community, which is fine, but then the game crashed.
It was a thriving, robust community because I went through all of that effort to get all of the materials.
They had all 8 rucksacks.
They were like,
rucksack in every home.
Community garden. Please come join us.
So we wrote her community, which was great and thriving. There were lots of people, and it was doing wonderful. And then her game crashed, and like, maybe we should try having you host it. Me, and I'm like, I don't have a community.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah, everyone was dead. But no, I agree. That was definitely the highlight of the demo, was being able to play with you. The problem was with this was there's no voice chat. So it was Andrea and I who were sitting next to each other, and then there were 2 people like maybe 5 or 10 feet away from us that we didn't realize were actually in our game till maybe like an hour in, maybe half an hour to an hour in.
We started yelling across the room, and to be fair to people who are listening, we didn't get a definitive answer about whether there will be like proximity chat, where people who are near you in the game world will be able to talk to you, or if there'll be in-game party chat. But obviously, if you make an Xbox party with your friends, you will be able to bring that party chat into the game. But we just didn't set that up at this particular demo, so take that with a grain of salt about us not being able to communicate with each other. That's all I want to say.
So what I liked about it was because we weren't able to communicate with the other people, so it was mostly Andrea and I just talking. But so I was actually hosting for a little bit. I think they set me up with another like community somehow. I don't know how they did it. So I was in charge of making all the decisions and talking to the people, which was a big mistake because I didn't really know what I was doing because I just focused on killing all my community members from the get-go. So I didn't know what I was actually supposed to do in this game until we started the co-op demo. But it was fun to sit with her and be like, all right, so there's this house over here. Let's go there. Let's scavenge that. Let's come back. What I also enjoy is that the loot is colored. So if you're with a team of 4 people, it's like I had all the yellow loot, Andrea had like the green loot, someone had the blue loot and the red, so you don't have to fight over it. That was really nice for co-op.
Wait, but wouldn't the color be... So the color's not rarity.
No, the color is coded to your character. So like on the mini map, I was orange, and so I opened all the boxes that were highlighted orange, and if you were highlighted blue, like it's a randomly assigned color. It has nothing to do with rarity.
Got it.
Yeah. But it was, so to backtrack a little bit, I think going into this, I had different expectations, and I think this is something they might have problems with. My expectations for this game was, and this is, again, this could be totally my fault because I'm an ignorant idiot, and I didn't know what this game was all about. I thought maybe there was a story to it.
But I would argue most people don't know. They're just going to hear State of Decay and be like, a zombie game.
Sure. I should have done my research, admittedly, but I was just going based off of the trailers that I saw, which make it seem like there is this story arc that's going to happen, but it turns out that's not really the case. So when I found out it's all about base building and community management and keeping everyone happy, something I love doing in real life. In a zombie apocalypse, I just want to, figure out story shit. That's what I love doing.
You just want to fuck shit up. You just want to watch the world burn.
I just want to watch the world burn. So once I kind of realized what we're supposed to do, once I started playing with Andrea, it started to kind of click, and I was like, all right, this is where it can be fun, where you can work with your teammate. Is there multiplayer tethering, Andrea? Do you know? Can you stray?
Yeah, okay. So here's what happens with co-op, and several other previews that came out this week also mentioned this. So if I'm the host of the game, Brittany dropping into my game can only stray a certain distance for me, which is kind of frustrating in a game like State of Decay where zombies can attack your base and you need to go back and like protect and defend your base, or you have to level up all of the survivors in your base so that they can defend it on their own. It would be great if you had 4 people in your team. If 2 people could maybe stay and scavenge near the base to protect it in case there's a horde that comes along, and then 2 people could go on a much longer trip out to like a specific destination. Can't do that. Once you get a certain distance away from the host, it like warps you to where the host is, which is pretty frustrating because I'm like, I don't really like that. I want it to be more like Borderlands style, where you can kind of like just go wherever the fuck you want to go if you're in somebody's game. The part about co-op that I did really like is that if I'm in Brittany's game, I don't progress any of my story, any of my community. All of that stays siloed. So the only thing I do take is any resources that I earn, and then you also gain influence. So that is fun because that means I can kind of fuck around in her game. Obviously, like, I don't want to kill any of her survivors or anything, but like,
It's fine. They're gonna die everyone.
but like, if I want to go like fuck around in a car or do this or do that or try to take on some zombies that I like, the stakes are a little bit lower since there's no story crossover.
Right. And so I think that's interesting that you bring that up because that's exactly how Far Cry 5 worked, but that was a little more annoying because it was limited some of the things you could do based off of co-op. So if you didn't progress in the story by yourself, you couldn't unlock certain perks, but I don't really see that being an issue in State of Decay 2, which is nice. I had a good time. I can see this being a lot of fun now that I know what the game is and like how you have to learn like where am I getting the fun. It's not like Dying Light where there's like a super in-depth story and you can separate from your partner and you can do things differently. You have to work together and you just have to make bitches happy. That's basically what this whole thing is. People are going to get sad. You're going to see a lot of sad faces. They're going to want food. They're going to want a garden. And you have to drop everything and make them happy.
Shooting range. They are demanding, whiny ass bitches.
It's the zombie apocalypse. Beggars can't be choosers.
Right, but you would think.
I want that to be the tagline now, Brittany.
What? Gotta make bitches happy?
Gotta make bitches happy.
So I don't want to make it seem like I didn't have a good time because I did. A concern of mine though.
Time during co-op more so.
Yeah, and that's maybe that's why I didn't play the original State of Decay is because it was single player. And maybe that's why it came into my mind for a hot second and then it's gone. The concern I have is this game is out in 2 to 3 weeks. And
yeah, pretty soon.
It was not the most polished experience.
That's very kind of you. It was janky. I'm gonna say it. It was. It crashed 3 times in our 3-hour demo.
Oh,
and that to me is really bad considering how late it is. And I talked about this on Games Daily, and some of the people in the comments in the video were like, well, maybe they gave you an old build. And I would say, why on earth would you show media an old build for a game that was about to launch? Yeah. And we kind of made jokes about it on site, and we're like, oh, the game crashed again, you guys. But it shouldn't crash that much. We expect games to crash periodically, even at launch. It just it fucking happens. It's part of enjoying software. Software just inherently is going to have little hiccups from time to time. But that was a lot of crashes for such a short play session. And on top of that, there were a lot of bugs in the game. Textures popping in and out. There were rubber banding. There were clipping. There was a lot of things that were still very buggy in the build that we played. And as a caveat, obviously this was not final code. But it was concerning, and I'm saying it was concerning because we are so close to launch that I'm like, and the first State of Decay had notorious bug problems. And so the idea that they've maybe made progress but didn't fix it all is kind of well, I don't know, guys. This is supposed to be your tentpole second, first party release for the year, after Sea of Thieves. And Sea of Thieves, got a lot of flack after its launch. Not to say that there's not plenty of people still enjoying the game and that they've made substantial improvements since launch. Of course, this piece isn't about Sea of Thieves, but it's I was really hoping Xbox would come out the gate and knock this one out of the park. And I'm I have some hesitations based off what I saw. And that's disappointing because I wanted to walk away from this demo being even if the gameplay mechanics didn't quite fit my personal play style, I could say it ran smooth, it looked great, we had fun, everything worked, but it didn't. And I want to be honest about that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think it'll be fun in co-op. Is this game $30?
$29.99. There is a special edition that is $49.99 that includes the DLC that's to come that they haven't dated yet and some extra items. There are a bunch of different pre-order incentives from different retailers. So you'll get different like cosmetic items, you'll get different weapons and things like that are inside the game. So you can get all of that web info at the State of Decay website. I believe it's just stateofdecay.com, where you can also sign up for the technical test if you guys want to try this out or apply to try it out before the game launches. And of course, it's part of Xbox Game Pass. So if you would like to try it out for just $9.99, I believe, for 1 month, for the month of May, you can also do so that way as well.
Yeah, it sounds like if you like State of Decay 1, you're going to love State of Decay 2.
Yep.
If you have never played State of Decay before, just know what you're playing before you hop in it.
Yeah, it's more of a strategy game than a combat game. It's more of like a resource collecting, base building game than like I'm going to go fight stuff all the time.
And I think the reason I'm also a little hesitant is because I didn't know anything about this before I dove in terms of like how does it play, all the things you have to manage. And again, that's partially on me. I should have done my research, but yeah, I don't know. It was a good time. I'll just say that again. It was a good time, and we'll see where it goes from there. I don't know.
All
I'm trying to be nice.
I love that. Listen, we're not trying to be mean. We're just giving our impressions from preview event, right? Again,
I think it would have been a lot smoother if I hadn't been thrown in the middle of everything and I would have known what to do. But instead, what happened is I spent a lot of the time of the demo trying to figure out what it was I was supposed to be doing.
they did admit.
Well, you're not supposed to die.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
they
Well,
did admit that they didn't give us any tutorials for any of the systems that were happening. They kind of dropped us like midway. And I was like, well, that's why I asked the developer to come over and sit with me and explain everything. And it took him like a solid 20 to 30 minutes to like run me through all of the systems that were happening. So the game does have some onboarding. We just didn't get to see it because they wanted to show us some higher level play. And this is sometimes the drawback of doing some of these, press demos, is that we don't get to have the experience that you guys as the consumers are going to have. We get to, get dropped in and get our ass kicked by the game because we're like, well, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and it could totally happen that, I get to start this game from the beginning. I get to take my sweet time, but I don't feel rushed, and it might be one of my favorite games I've ever played. Probably an exaggeration, but it could turn out that I really like this game. But it was just, they start you in the and you have to. There's a lot of mechanics there, and if you've never played a game before, you're like, what the hell is all this? So I just killed my entire community.
Lesson learned, Britt. Lesson learned.
Girl.
Is there any other games that you ladies would like to talk about before we end this segment?
Don't play the Harry Potter mobile game.
Oh yeah, it's not great.
Whether we can
Give it.
Let's not waste any time talking about how shitty it is then, yeah?
No, let's not. Just give it maybe a few weeks, maybe they'll get their act together and figure out that it's such an obvious money grab that it's like the epitome of what you don't want your mobile game to be.
That's a
Wah,
bummer.
wah.
Bummer town. All right. We are going to take a short break, and then when we come back, it's going to be the Alexa Ray
Farts.
Q&A. Hey, that rhymes. Alexa Ray Q&A. I love it.
Farts.
We have tons of questions from you guys
Oh,
that you have sent
Jesus.
in, and she's going to answer them to the best of her ability.
my
So take a bathroom break. Go grab a drink.
Can I get a bathroom break?
Yes. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's the third segment, and we realized during the break that it's Steimer's birthday this weekend. Woo! Happy birthday, Steimer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. You're having a birthday. You made it.
I
You
am
did
having a
not die.
birthday. I'm excited.
You're doing a lot
I mean,
of karaoke.
Yeah. I'm basically stealing Mia's birthday party plan. Like, I went to Mia's birthday earlier this year, and I was like, this is pretty much exactly what I want to do, so I'm just gonna do it.
Smart. Steal someone else's birthday template.
Yep.
And
Andrea
then,
and Alexa are eating snacks.
We are
So
making
making
it.
wait, Brittany, when's yours again?
The 21st. End
So
of May.
then it's Alexa's.
Brittany and I
then
are
it's,
like
then
6
it's-
hours apart. Didn't we figure this out?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Because you were born in the evening,
Mm-hmm.
and I was born in like the early hours of like the 1 a.m. ish on the 22nd.
Yeah. So I was born at 6:30. I
Yeah.
don't know how I still remember that.
Yep,
but-
you're like 6-7 hours older than me.
I was born at 11:35 a.m.
Morning, baby.
I was also a morning baby, but I was a planned C-section, so.
There you go.
Well, there you go.
I'm still annoyed that because I was a planned C-section, that my mom did not pick the birthday 5/5/85. Come on.
5/5/85.
That would have been amazing, but apparently 5/5/85 was a Sunday, and she didn't want to do it on a Sunday because less doctors, less staff at the hospital, so she did it on the Monday.
She had your best interests at heart.
But the birthday would have been cooler. God, Mom, you ruined everything. Ugh.
There are things in summer we just have to let go.
I was early. I couldn't fucking wait. My mom was like,
You're like, I'm here, Mom.
my mom was in bed reading. I love this story. My mom was in bed reading, and my dad was playing a gig. My dad was a musician, so he's playing his gig, and my mom is in bed reading, and her water breaks, and she's just like, "Oh, I think it's time to go to the hospital." And she very calmly called my father. And she called her parents because they lived in the adjacent town and was like, Ray's at a gig. Could you please come pick me up and bring me to the hospital? I am birthing. So my mother's parents came and picked her up. She called my father and was like, my parents bring me to the hospital. And my dad jumped up in the middle. He got the call and was like, I have to leave, everybody. My first child is being born. So he ran out of his gig. So they were drummerless for the rest of the evening. I don't know how they handled that.
Ooh, yeah, the drummer is the lifeblood of
I know.
the band.
I know. So he met my mom at the hospital as they got there. She went into the delivery room, and then I just dodge rolled out.
Dodge rolls.
She said I was a super easy birth. I came out giggling or something, and that was it. Hello world. I'm here. The story of my birth on the eve of my departure. Yeah.
What?
Anyway, yeah. Baby's born.
Welcome to the third segment of What's Good Games.
We've all had
Where we talk about things like being birthed. And this week,
Oh, it's not a wah-wah. Hold on. Let me get
It's exciting. Yeah. Bring up some Eye of the Tiger shit.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Whatever you have, I believe in you.
This is what I was listening to in the car on the way over. When I was thinking about this. This is the opening to episode Ignis.
Oh, God damn it. Of course it's some Final Fantasy bullshit.
It's a beginning and an ending, but there's a future and hope, and bonds are never broken and all that bullshit.
I like to think about the alternate ending in episode Ignis, Alexa. That's how I'll think of it, because it's a really, really sad, emotional episode.
When I played, I went back in to play Royal Edition. Obviously, I haven't played any this week because I'm spinning in circles getting ready for a new gig. But every time I pick it up, I think of you.
I'm just laughing because Andrea's just shoving these veggie things in her mouth. And you guys are having this really sad moment. And she's just no.
And Andrea looks like a gopher with all these veggie straws in her mouth.
Do it again.
I haven't had any carbs yet today, and I'm fucking starving. Because I'm now on my E3 diet trying to trim down.
It's just a funny visual, that's all.
Join me.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Alexa, I'm with you, baby girl.
Also,
every time a new episode comes out, I'll call
when
you.
you talk about emotional Final Fantasy music, I just can't relate. I'm sorry that I related more to veggie straws.
Don't mind.
Don't hate me.
Okay? What would be a music that would okay, what do you listen to video game music?
Of
As
course.
what to you is your what is your fave?
Let me pull something up for you.
Alexa,
In true
you'll
Alexa
appreciate
fashion, I'm derailing my own segment. Let's do it.
Alexa,
hell is
you know
this?
it's right.
Wait, hold it really close up to your microphone. Turn the volume up.
It's Q's March.
Yes, it's Quina's theme.
Yeah.
Quina's theme. Quina is our spirit animal. I don't
Quina.
expect anyone else. Final Fantasy 9. It's fine. You won't understand.
Quina,
Sure.
my favorite quote. There are only two things in this world. Things you can eat and things you know can't eat.
You can eat. It's a great quote.
That's entirely true.
It is.
Oh, this is the Mass Effect, the...
Or I do what I want. You have problem. That's another good one.
Okay, I do like this character now, just from those two quotes.
Is this on your workout playlist? Tell me it is.
Oh my god, it'd be such a good workout song too.
For real. I mean, yeah.
What is this?
It's from Mass Effect 2.
know.
It's the suicide
can't hear
mission
that well.
score. Maybe this is better.
Put it on your workout
You need
playlist.
to do the sad piano, Mass Effect.
I feel like we shouldn't be playing the suicide mission for this. It's not...
That is the suicide mission score.
No,
No,
she
so
said
we
we
should
should
not.
not be.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay, how
Add
about
it
we
to
get
your-
back to the? We got distracted.
Add it to your workout
let's round
playlist.
this back.
My workout
Let's
playlist is
herd
all.
this cat back to its pen.
It's all.
Cats aren't
fucking.
cats. No, cats aren't in pens. Okay,
They
listen,
could be.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Oh jeez.
You sent in us questions, and I want to say a giant shout out and thank you to the dozens and dozens of you that sent us everything. Normally, when you
my
guys send us
God.
emails, it's our goal to always respond to everybody. But I just could not respond to all of the people who sent in. So we're going to do our best to try to get to as
Holy
many
fuck,
questions
guys.
as possible
I'm not
that
that
people
cool.
wrote in
I'm not that
for Miss
cool.
Alexa Ray.
I love you. I'm sorry. I'm not that cool.
One of the first ones from
God damn
Oh Madam.
Ugh.
Can you please school Brittany on how to pronounce this Pokemon?
Oh, it's Lapras, isn't it?
Lapras.
That is
Lapras.
It
How
was a thing when I was a young child. I said lacrosse because I thought I was fucking fancy.
Like
okay?
lacroix?
And it's embedded lacrosse, like lacroix.
Lapras.
Literally what you just said.
Lapras.
Lacrosse.
Lapras.
Lapras. I know it's Lapras.
Lapras.
Now. I
The
have
real-
been told-
Lapras.
Yeah, the real question though is, what are your thoughts on the new Pokemon Switch game? What do you and what do you want? What don't you want?
Okay, my mouth's full of veggie straws now, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Hold on.
Here's the thing.
She's swallowing. Hold on.
That
All right.
Pokemon
That's what she
RPG, that Pokemon game, whatever it is, better have some sort of frickin' Pokemon Snap element. Because now that the Switch is portable and you can get on Wi-Fi, that thing was absolutely made for carrying around and playing frickin' Pokemon Snap. Yeah, we have Pokemon Go, but it's not the same thing. But where's my Pokemon Snap? That's
The
what I
one
want.
right
That's
that-
all I care about. I don't want to catch Pokemon. I just want to take pictures of them doing dumb things in the wild.
That's a nice. Yeah, I know that's good. Because
all I
feel
want.
like capturing them and making them battle is not nice.
Brittany, you
But I'll do it for
Britt,
the
you-
lulz.
Yeah, we're all gonna play it. We're all gonna fucking be running around with our little Switches playing Pokemon Snap. Brittany, I know you've played every generation. Yeah. What is the thing that has to change or evolve for you to get you to be like, this is the most amazing Pokemon ever? Because you're more of
They
an expert.
need to get rid of the top-down view and turn it into like a Breath of the Wild-esque open world where they have all the different environments, the volcano, the desert, the water, the snow, and incorporate the original Kanto region Pokemon, but also sprinkle in some new stuff. But I would love if the original 150 were in there. It's like what I really want. They need to like really like deep dive. Give me side quests. I actually want some real-time battles. I want Pokemon to spawn in the wild. I want to get rid of the tall grass bullshit. But this is your segment, not mine, Alexa Ray.
No. Like this is a good talk. I just don't want like my greatest fear for this new Pokemon game is that they've run out of ideas for Pokemon and we're gonna get a bunch of like half-assed.
The
So,
5-hour
Just
energy.
you mean
Pokemon.
like that? Just now they run out of ideas? Because I'm pretty sure they ran out of ideas
I don't know.
already.
I really want to meet the guy who's the intern whose job it is to like come up with the Pokemon ideas and be like, it's a pig on a spring, it's a key ring lost in your purse, it's a
They're gonna make
Bag
a
of
veggie
trash.
straw Pokemon.
Oh my
What
god,
would it be
veggie
called?
straws.
That's what I said a few episodes ago. I was like, yo, bros, you know, how many more inanimate objects can you turn into Pokemon?
oh,
You
it'd be
got
called
the five-
Carbador.
You can do
Oh,
all sorts of weird
Carbador!
crazy things.
Literal garbage has become a
Carbador.
Pokemon.
Well,
If
then
you're saying how's
Maddie
the Pokemon.
sent us that amazing
Sandcastle's
mock-up
like
of
at
the
least-
5-hour Enya. The 5-hour Enya or
Like a
whatever.
thing.
Did you see
Energia,
that?
I don't know.
I
what the
did
fuck
I did see
said.
that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It was
That's
really
really
good.
cool.
Ah.
So Alexa,
Hello.
Timu wants to know, what's your opinion on Fire Emblem Warriors? I think you never talked about it on the show because it was probably left in the shade of the Horny Casino, aka Fire Emblem Heroes.
It was left in the shade of the Horny Casino. Fire Emblem Warriors is a Dynasty Warriors clone. And if you've never played Dynasty Warriors, they're literally
okay.
all the same game. It's a Muso game where you're on a map and you have to basically just destroy hordes of rando enemies in order to capture bases. And then you capture a certain number of bases, a boss appears, you go beat the boss and you're done. So Fire Emblem Warriors is a Muso game and like they created new characters for it and like mashed all of the heroes together from other Fire Emblem games in this weird way that's like, oh, the lines between our worlds was blurred and we ended up here, which is very similar to the idea of like heroes from different worlds coming together that they use for Fire Emblem Heroes. I actually like Fire Emblem Heroes way better. I think Warriors was like a cool piece of fan service, but it's not something that I've gone back to. Warriors, they just added like a musical tap battle and then like an asynchronous multiplayer grand conquest thing where you can actually like form brigades and go up against other players' teams, which is really cool. So like I'm gonna stick with my horny casino.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Carl wants to know, do you have any ideas or plans in the future for writing another book? Love your writing style, and Kingdom Hearts 2 book was an excellent read. Kind regards.
Thank you. The answer is yes. But I literally can't say anything about it right now.
Oh.
There we go.
But yeah.
Top secret.
But yeah. You bet.
You bet. Bet
You
your
bet.
butt.
It probably won't be another piece of criticism though. But there's some stuff in the works.
Javier Bone Ruiz says, it hurts so much that you're leaving the show, and even though we don't know what your next step is, I'm excited for you and your future endeavors. What advice do you have for someone wanting to start a video game podcast? Thanks for all of your crazy Mario Dead Corpse Cappy theories.
Just do it. Like, I think Andrea's the better person to ask for this question, because I remember you were just like, I want to do something. Let's just do something. And then we all like came into town one weekend and got super drunk and came up with all this stuff, none of which stuck. The what's good that we came up with at our on-site summit or whatever we called it.
WGG Con.
WGG Con that we had that first weekend is nothing like what it is now. It's like way better, and there's like a lot of really cool stuff. But just do it and then workshop it. You only have one. You only have one life. You only get one shot at this shit. So you should just go for it. Go for it. Do it.
So this next question comes from Sarah. She says, Alexa, I really don't want to word vomit about how sad I am to see you go, but how happy I am that you've got a new adventure coming. Because of you, I use the thread of, I will backflip off the earth on a weekly, if not daily basis. I have missed you in your time off and will continue to miss you moving forward. Something that I suspected due to your not today Satan outcry on PUBG, you're a drag race fan. I'm counting on other WGG years to make with the goods on gaming questions, but I need to know your favorite queens on Drag Race, your favorite season, who's winning season 10, and have you seen Dragula yet?
My favorite season, I think, is season 8. My two favorite queens are Katya and Trixie Mattel.
So we're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race, which is a television show for people who are like a little bit lost.
Yes. I love Katya. Katya is my absolute favorite. And I'll talk about Katya in a minute. But I love Trixie Mattel, Bob the drag queen. I'm actually seeing Bob and Trixie in the next month here in San Francisco. But my season 10, the person I am rooting for is Ms. Cracker. She is phenomenal. She's just totally crazy. If you haven't seen anything else she's done, go to YouTube and type in Ms. Cracker.
Like Ms. like
M-I-Z.
M-I-Z.
Cracker.
Okay.
Her name used to be Brianna Cracker.
Like her real
Like
name was
Brianna
Cracker.
No, this is her drag name. It's the name she chose.
Brianna Cracker.
Like, yeah, Brianna Cracker, and then she changed it to Ms. Cracker.
Oh, that took me too long to get.
But go
same.
to YouTube and type in Ms. Cracker Got a Feeling remix, and she remixes it with like she remixes the song Got a Feeling with one of Oprah's Weight Watchers commercials about bread, and it's actually really funny. Katya is my favorite drag queen because Katya actually, I didn't plan this. She took a break from drag around the same time I took a break from life earlier this year, citing like anxiety problems. And I mean, she went back to rehab, but like just being like, I need a break. I need to set myself straight. And then came back like a couple weeks before I did, being like, sharing her story and saying, you know, like I had to get this done. Like I was, you know, kind of a mess. And I looked in the mirror one morning and I was like, I have to take care of myself. I have to do this first. And her being open, just completely open about everything that she went through inspired me to also be open. Which is why if you listen to last week's show, I told my story of what went on here. But yeah, Katya, drag queens. I love it. I fucking love RuPaul's Drag Race. It's like this goodness and light that we don't deserve. It's so great.
The next question was unattributed. They just sent it in. It says, I think it was you and Steimer who talked about theater at some point. What are your top 3 musicals?
Was it us?
Probably.
It might have been me. I also
like
did musical theater. Steimer, you did musical theater, yeah?
I did regular theater, but yes. I mean, like, we didn't do a musical during my time. but I have gone to several musicals.
You enjoy musical theater.
I do enjoy musical theater.
So Alexa, do you have a top 3? Not to like put you on the spot.
No.
Like...
I've seen Phantom of the Opera like 3 times. I love Phantom.
Oh my
of the
god,
Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
It's so good.
Classic.
The poor Phantom is just so misunderstood and wants love.
No, so that's when I grew up. I was like, oh my god, Christine's such a bitch. Like I would totally be into the Phantom. He clearly loves her so much.
Oh my
more.
god,
Like,
you sound like everyone else. Yeah.
And now as an adult, I'm like, oh my god,
He's creepy AF.
he's really creepy.
I read the book. I
something
read
I
the
should
book
watch.
it's based on.
Super manipulative. So I'm a little disturbed that like teenage me thought that was a really great relationship that never came to be.
Do you know that they made someone wrote a sequel for it, and the premise of
Andrew
the sequel.
Lloyd Webber. Wow,
Yeah.
I can't even. Wow,
He wrote
Line.
it. He wrote it.
He wrote it.
But it's like Meg, that like the dancer girl is now like a stripper, on like they're like on a boardwalk or something, and then like Christine and Raoul, their marriage is falling apart, and they have a child that she reveals is actually the Phantom's child. I don't know what's going on here. I didn't write this shit.
I didn't see that musical. That was actually playing here in LA, and I thought about seeing it. But then part of
Spoilers.
me was like, I feel like it might ruin the childhood.
Yeah.
Like, because I remember we would blast that soundtrack at like full volume in the speakers surrounding the house, and just run around singing Phantom of the Opera all day.
But yeah, I love Phantom of the Opera. I love it's kind of a new one, the Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which I got to see on Broadway with Tim Curry when it was going around. That's a really great musical. And then my absolute favorite musical is actually one I've been in. My favorite musical ever is Into the Woods by Stephen Sondheim.
Ooh,
I was
good
in
pick.
Into the Woods.
Who were you? Were you the baker's wife?
I was the giant.
Oh my god. Okay.
It was stupid because so as you know, Into the Woods only has like a couple of like lead female parts.
Yes,
like
I do
3
know.
or
It was a
something.
bloodbath auditioning for that.
And so I they gave me the role of the giant, but then I was like a background like dancer person or whatever in several other scenes. Because like, well, listen, when you grow up in Fargo, North Dakota, which by the way, I think I'm gonna organize a meetup in Fargo.
Do
Keep
it.
eyes on my Twitter for tomorrow if you're listening to this on Friday. If you live in the North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota area or Winnipeg, you want to drive down from Canada. Anyway, that's a side note. At Andrea Renee on Twitter. I was that role because there were so few roles like that were available.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah.
Who do you think I was?
The witch.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah.
I was the witch. It was this absolute bloodbath auditioning for this because every girl wanted to either be the baker's wife or the witch because they were the two.
There was like the
biggest
only
female
2 roles. Yeah.
Right. But the thing about the witch is like she spends the entire first half being like weird and strange, and she has that rap in the beginning where she's rapping about her rutabagas like rampy and champy. Yeah, she's doing her like rap, and then she like seizures out and all this shit. Bernadette Peters. And all the girls like so they pared down everyone who they wanted in the show, and then they had an open callback where all of us had to sit and watch each other's callbacks, and the directors literally would pull us up and be like, okay, do this. And so all the girls were getting up and like doing this like weird little thing, and I'm like, I'm fucking weird, I can nail this. And I just got up there and like I guess like did it. But that show was just so great, and like I did.
So you got it.
I got it. So I was the witch, and like I had this crazy, they decided to give me this Bernadette Peters wig hair that like magically somehow stayed
Because she
on.
played it on Broadway.
Yes, she
I keep thinking
originated
of
the
Meryl
role.
Streep, who played her in the movie.
In the movie, no. Bernadette Peters originated it on Broadway. And like I had these like beautiful little like after I was, you know, I was ugly, and I had these like prosthetics all glued to my face, and in between, I'll never forget, there's a song at the end of the first act where the witch drinks a potion and then like flips off her cape, and she's this beautiful, gorgeous woman now. So I had that whole costume on. Like I had to come off stage with my prosthetics, and 3 girls had to rip off my prosthetics, get me out of my witch clothes, get me into sexy dress, into another cape with like hair in it that like, and a tearaway prosthetics that like hid my face. So when I went back on stage, I was in this like shambling, like half put together costume that I had to like hold together from the inside to make sure nobody saw all the fucking sparkles underneath. And it was just like, so like that whole transformation is like my favorite thing to this date. Cause I remember the first show, I ripped it off and I turned around and the audience went, and I heard this like crazy, crazy gasp. It was really, really awesome. I haven't really, like, I used to sing a lot more back then. And like, I used to have like a more of a stronger voice because I used to like sing more and do more theater. But after I did Into the Woods, I was kind of like, you know what, if I never do theater again, I think I'm okay with this. And I went on to do like Shakespearean theater, but I've never done a musical since then. I've thought about it. There are some theater troupes out here, but like, I don't have time.
It's a lot. And that's ultimately why I stopped doing theater too, is because I moved to LA and then I auditioned for a couple of plays. But then I was like, I looked at the rehearsal schedule and I was like, someone who was doing auditions during the day and bartending at night, I was like, this rehearsal schedule is really cramping my bartending hours.
Yeah.
I have rent to pay. And so I ended up just like dropping out of like improv and musical theater altogether and just focusing solely on camera stuff. I never really wanted to act on camera. I know that a lot of people who host also act, and that was never a goal of mine. I do it from time to time if someone asks me to be in like a sketch or something, like something fun and short, but like yeah. Fucking musical theater, man. So
I love
good.
it. I love it so much.
I've not seen any of
Transformation
those.
story.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, I'll say I've never seen any of those musicals, so clearly I need to be schooled on the way of the musicals.
Oh, we will
Into the
school
Woods
you.
is great. It's like, it's all the fairy tales get all fucked up, and like, it's got some really powerful lessons to it.
Sweet.
I don't know, like that musical definitely, like, it came at a time in my life when I was like becoming an adult, so it kind of like changed me into what I would become. But like, I'm talking with like 3 friends, and one of us needs to pull the trigger. We're trying to go to New York to see Frozen on Broadway. So if anyone has any ticket hookups, please tweet at me, because those tickets are fucking expensive.
I still haven't seen Hamilton.
course
Someday.
they
I haven't seen Hamilton either. I would love to
I
see
saw
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Oh, John got to see it with the original cast, and I'm so
didn't see the
jealous.
original cast.
Let's go.
But he
go.
went by
Hamilton.
himself.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's just go find it.
let's do
That's
it.
the trick. It's like you gotta go alone. Like I also bought one ticket, and it was way easier than trying to buy any more than that.
Yep.
So just go to the theater by yourself. You'll make friends. I guarantee it. Like
That's true.
I did. I was like chatting with people next to me. It was great.
All right, moving on. We got lots to get through
All
here.
right, here we go. Sorry.
Mitch says, thanks for all the time and laughs you have given. I can't wait to see where you end up. You are one of a kind and truly awesome.
Wait,
Word.
that's not a question.
It's not. It's just a,
No,
it's
there's
just
a couple
sentiment.
that aren't questions. That are just nice things.
Devin wrote in and said, what's good, ladies? I'm an avid listener of the What's Good Games podcast and really enjoy listening to all the news, rambling discussions that take place throughout my time with you guys while I'm working. Listening to Alexa talk about her anxiety and the issues she's been struggling with lately really hit home with me. And I wanted to share something to once more reassure her she's not alone and how lucky she is to have you ladies as friends. I'm a bail enforcement agent and a private investigator in blah, 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 and I suffer from not only severe generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and also PTSD. It gets really in the way of not only my career sometimes, but just living life. And it's always awesome to hear someone speak up about their issues and let me know that I'm not alone with these struggles. My medical disorders really make my life hell sometimes, and I'm really glad that as Alexa is able to step forward and speak up about hers and reassure all others out there who may not be able to handle them as well as she is now. So I just thought I'd write in, say hello, and tell her thank you for being.
Me cry.
No, it's okay. Thank you for being so brave on the show, and we can't forget thanking the rest of you for giving myself and a ton of other fans the awesome content that you do every week. I don't mind if you use my email on the show if you want to. Thanks again, ladies. Devin.
Devin!
Someone cutting onions up in this bitch.
Oh my god, thank you. I just knew, like, the thing that I never hear, that I've never heard anyone in my life ever talk to me about panic disorder. I have friends that have anxiety problems. I have friends that have dealt with depressions. And when the doctor looked at me and was like, we think you have panic disorder, I was like, ah! And of course I panicked. But like, what the fuck is panic disorder? But like,
It
I've never.
reminds me of like in Hercules, Panic. The
Yes!
little guy.
That's how I felt. They were like, we think you have panic disorder. And I'm like, I literally like reached back and they were like, no. Like, hold on. Like, we got it, whatever. But I've never heard, no one ever talked to me about this. I didn't know it existed. I didn't know whatever. And like dealing with it and just like, I don't know. I was like, am I crazy? Is this like the level 5 of awful and everyone else can like deal with it? And I have this like crazy weird thing. But no, like, girl, like, I totally feel you about it, like making your life hell and stuff. But remember what I said last week Really, there is a way, whether you find it now or you find it later or you find it without realizing it, you can turn that sort of vulnerability and that kind of, just that kind of, I guess, presence in your life into a strength or into a motivating force. So I know you can do it because I'm a total basket case. And if I can do it, then I'm pretty sure anybody else can.
Word to your mother. This next one. Hello.
Hi.
Dylan from Ohio here. Mine really isn't a question, more than just a statement. After hearing your story hit home for me, my fiance is going through a very rough time mentally. She got out of an abusive relationship and a whole bunch of other stuff and is fighting depression, anxiety, and PTSD, and along with other things right now, while also being a great mother of 2 boys. I work full-time, go to school full-time, and help her and support her as much as I can through this time. It is a long road to get better, but hearing someone else doing just that gives me more proof and happiness that I know she can get back on her feet.
Yes.
Some days are super stressful, but it's this podcast and other things that help me be the support and rock she needs to be. So thank you, Alexa, for sharing your story, and thank you for having an amazing podcast that keeps me going and the laughs flying. Keep it up, and congratulations on everything.
Oh, thank you.
The next...
I'm going to start. This is a good cry.
No. These
Cry
aren't
time.
all sentiments. There are more questions.
Quick, I'm going to stick a bunch of straws in my mouth.
Eat veggie straws. Mark Patty says, "What's good, y'all? I don't have a question. This doesn't even need to be read publicly, but we're reading it publicly. Just want to thank Alexa for her story. As someone who has just had a child and is struggling with the pressures of work and dealing with my father losing a battle with cancer and a 1-year-old that just doesn't sleep, it's reassuring to hear Alexa's story and how she's dealing with it. You're a strong lady, Alexa. I really admire how you have dealt with your situation. It gives me hope that there may be a brighter day soon, even in the face of my father's pending death."
No.
Jeez.
There's always a brighter
We're with
day.
you. The What's Good Games fans are also with you. Join the fan page. We're here to
Yeah.
support you. Hi, Alexa, and other peoples at What's Good. I love the first 10 Final Fantasy games. The last 5 have been so different from what I once enjoyed that I have to ask, how do you adapt so well to each new game in the series? Also, as a semi-quick follow-up, would you rather see them try and iterate on older ideas that made Final Fantasy what it was, or would you rather see them continue to go off in new, perhaps more Western-inspired directions? Also, any advice you have for a fan that still wants to love this series but misses its roots would be appreciated. Thanks, and good luck. I hope to hear you again on What's Good Games soon. All the best, Adam in Chicago.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. 10 is one of my favorites and definitely went down. I haven't really adapted. If you heard me talk about Final Fantasy 12, I have not adapted at all. I thought 12 was garbage. And 13 was fine-ish.
12 is my sister's favorite.
Oh, no! If 12 is your favorite Final Fantasy, just get out of here.
What? Why?
I'm sorry. I know she's your sister because 12 is like Star
12
Wars
is-
with chocobos. Like, it's not like 12.
Maybe that's why she likes it.
Maybe 12. Here's the thing. I have a theory that the reason that so many people who aren't into hardcore JRPGs and who aren't hardcore into the Final Fantasy series love 12 is because it's a simple story rehashed with a bunch of pretty shit in it. Like, it is the lowest common denominator that you can hit to get some mainstream people to play this gobbledygook fantasy game.
Okay.
That's not an insult.
I'm just gonna say, like,
It's a decision.
JRPGs get Crazy Town USA. Like,
They do.
but that doesn't mean it's a good story. That's all I'm gonna say.
12 is not Crazy Town at all, which I think
No,
is
I know.
why
That's
it's
what I'm
not.
saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing if the story is simple. I haven't played this game, so
Right.
I'm just talking out my ass.
I hated it because it was 1, Star Wars, and 2, the Gambit system really bothered me. So, as someone who like, you know, grew up with the older ones, really loves the older ones. 6 is one of my favorites. 10 is one of my favorites. I feel like the messages and the endings that came out of those previous ones were a lot better. I feel like the new ones have gotten darker. The whole, like, the world is ending and you are now basically the goddess of death with the Lightning Saga, and the way that, you know, 15 was sort of like it's been 2 years. I'm sorry, guys. It's like a futile march to an ending that, you know, you can't escape to save the world. Like, the world gets screwed up anyway. You just have to try and make it as unscrewed up as you can, which is a really great metaphor for life anyway. I I really like that they're sort of making it Westerny, that they're sort of making it moderny. I like the idea that there were cell phones, except for some reason there were only cell phones in one country in Final Fantasy 15, and the neighboring country didn't have the technology to have the cell phones, which was the explanation as to why Noctis and Luna couldn't talk on a cell phone. Kill me. Anyway.
You're not wrong.
That would be roaming, and there would be a very big data charge, so I don't think it would work out.
Yep. They don't have Verizon in fucking Niflheim, so no cell phones. Oh well.
Niflheim. Fuck that place.
Yeah, that place fucking sucks.
We'll talk about that some other time.
But I know, hang in there. It sounds like Square is really committed to making
20 more years of Final Fantasy 15.
I know. Yeah. 20 more years of Final Fantasy 15, but they really want to make stories that have global appeal, that basically offer some sort of big crazy playground for you to discover new things in and play in. And while Final Fantasy 15 was not perfect, I think we can all agree that it was a good step in that direction. I feel like 15 is a good entry point for people that have never played a Final Fantasy game, if you're willing to dig into that kind of crazy mishmash. But I think they're going in the right direction. I feel like a game that built on the principles of like Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 8 or Final Fantasy 9, even 10, probably wouldn't fly as well today as they did back then, I guess, because tastes are different, the audience is different, what we're looking for is different, and technology is different. Like, they can take some of those concepts and, like, you know, multiply them tenfold and make them something completely unrecognizable, but something that resonates a little bit more. Like, our world is changing and the stories that they write are changing as well. So I'm gonna stick with it because I can't get off the train at this point. So if you, like me, are stuck on this train, I would say, if you're really feeling the crunch, maybe put 15 down and just go back and play like 6 or something. Palette cleanser.
9.
Play 9. I still have Andrea's unfinished 9 save on my PlayStation.
Oh, sorry, that's a Critical Role thing.
It's true. Hey, Team WGG. Here's my super nerdy question for Alexa on her last episode.
Oh, no.
I'd love to pick up where you left off on the Shakespearean parallels you talked about with Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now that we've all theoretically finished both games, do you still think Rachel is the Storm, aka Tempest, in Life is Strange? What did you think of the scene from the Tempest itself? And or do you have any other nerdy for narrative thoughts and noted literary allusions on the two games in general now? Love the show and wish Alexa all the best on her exciting new venture. Power on, ladies. Cheers. Kira?
Kira.
I think it's Kira.
So,
so just a little warning. If you have not caught up on all of our spoiler casts, hopefully you have. Alexa or I unfortunately missed the final farewell episode spoiler cast.
But I did play Farewell.
Yes.
But
I don't think... Are you able to talk about this without spoilers?
No.
So I guess this is your official spoiler warning.
Well,
Those games
no,
have
you
been
know what
out
I
now.
can. You know what I can.
Well, it's
I
been
think
finished
I can.
now for a little while, so we'll give you an official spoiler warning if you want to skip ahead like 5 minutes.
Spoiler warning. So, I thought based on Farewell, I sort of got this feeling that maybe it's not Amber, and that all of the signs pointing to her having power are not so much a red herring as to her having power, but I feel like Chloe is a catalyst. This is going to sound really weird and stupid, but I watched the show with my mother called The Dead Files.
You mean your ghost hunting mother?
Yeah, my mother who's a ghost hunter, in case you haven't heard me talk about her. And there's a medium on this show, and she tells people, you know, sometimes activity in the home or weird things happening around you can be catalyzed by a person who has that sort of natural power, whether it's like telepathy or empathy, or they're a natural medium and they don't know that they have these powers. And rather than them exhibiting power, the people around them start to pick up and experience weird shit. And after playing Farewell, I think it's Chloe. I think Chloe is the focal point of some sort of like weird power center or like some crazy thing, because like her, you know, she's the person whose father dies, who, you know, her friend moves away and comes back, and her coming back, like the second it's Chloe's re-entrance into Max's life that triggers her powers. It's it's Chloe's introduction into Amber's life that sort of comes at the same time when Amber discovers all this bad shit and flies off the handle. And up until this point, Amber has been this really good girl. I think it's no coincidence that
You're talking
introducing
about Rachel Amber.
Yeah, right, Rachel Amber. Sorry, Rachel Amber. I feel like her Chloe's introduction into her life, and then her starting to like all of that like tension and all of that like frantic energy, I feel like is no coincidence. And after watching Farewell, and this doesn't spoil Farewell at all, but there's a couple of instances where you play as Max and she's just looking at Chloe, and like you have the opportunity as Max to say some nice things to your friend, to be like, you know, like you, there's no one like you, or you're really amazing. Like you can play along with her. You can kind of be like, no, that's stupid, because you're trying to let her know that you're moving soon as Max. And there's a moment where she's sitting and she's watching Chloe from afar, and Chloe's like, what's going on? And you can either play it off or tell her the truth. And if you tell her the truth, you say, there's no one quite like you. Like Max is just completely in awe of this girl that has chosen to be her friend. And the whole episode is about her sort of marveling that someone like Chloe could take someone like her into her inner circle and like become so close with her. So I think, like, I love the Tempest Illusions, and I feel like what they did with Before the Storm, I definitely, after playing the third episode, I felt like it was more Chloe than Rachel Amber. But I think that whatever power the developers have decided exists in the world of Life is Strange, I think it's Chloe. I think it has to be in Chloe or something with Chloe. That's my theory.
I never thought about it that way before.
Yeah, I know. It took me a while. I finished Farewell and I was like, wait a minute. Because it's just like, and you know, like the final moments are with her. Like it ends on her. Like she's such an emotional and volatile human. It would, like, it's not hard to believe that maybe she's harboring something that gets sort of blown out onto other people. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
All
Deep
right.
shit.
Thanks, Crap TV.
Next up, from Tyler. In the 2 attachments I'm sending, please have the Queen of Kingdom Hearts see them and comment.
Me?
We'll get to that in just 1 second. I've been a fan since I was 10, not far behind you amazing ladies. I'm 26, going on 27 on the 15th. Happy early birthday. And I have been listening since the second podcast on Spotify. Why, thanks. I also live near Chicago, so it sucks that there isn't a con or a nerd event that you guys can come out to and get some Chicago love from us fans here. I'll be listening to another amazing yet sad podcast while I work. Love you guys. Hashtag Whiskey Bombshell. Hashtag Queen of KH. Hashtag The Salty One. Hashtag Wine Queen. Hashtag Forest Floor Flavors. P.S. I'm sure you guys are busy, but look into Knocking Point. It's a wine club created by Stephen Amell, the Green Arrow.
What?
And a friend of his. They are currently making one with Jason Momoa, who, shocking to me, is a wine guy.
A
That, of
wine?
course,
How do we
is
get this
Aquaman.
collab
They're making
going?
wine?
Can we do this? This sounds
Yes.
incredible.
Oh, yes. Sorry it's long.
Forest Floor Flavors, guys.
PPS. Note to everyone, nothing can or will be perfect. It's the imperfections that make us who we are, give us character, and tells the stories that we have been through, and is what makes you perfect. And this
Aw.
is from Tyler.
Show me those pictures.
So
What
let
are
me
they?
show you. So he sent us some photos of his tattoos.
Oh my God. Did you
I
get
was
a
hoping one
fucking
would be a
Oblivion
goofy
tattooed on your
response,
arm?
I think.
And then there's this. This is the other one.
Oh my God. You sweet, sweet boy. You got Oathkeeper and Oblivion tattooed on your 2 arms. That's really poetic.
So tell us about these.
So, oh my God. I'm going to try to simplify this as much as I can with the least amount of words and gobbledygook.
Because I had no idea what these are, but they look really cool.
There's a character named Roxas, and Roxas, you find out later, is not, he's a nobody, which means he's half a person. When Sora stabbed himself with a Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts 1, his heart came out and became a heartless creature. And then, yeah, with one of these babies. And
You
then
stabbed
Doesn't look
himself with
sharp.
this?
How do you
Yeah.
stab yourself?
I don't
with that?
know.
It's pretty
I don't know.
blunt.
It's a blunt object. I really don't understand. But
More of a bludgeoning object.
he became
than
a
stabbing
heartless.
one.
Stabbing.
and then
Stabbing.
it released
Was that a bell?
released, I guess,
It was my champagne glass.
so it released a piece of him that became an entirely separate human called a nobody named Roxas. And Roxas had to go back into Sora in order for Sora to be complete. But you find out later that Roxas was actually probably a whole person because he was made of Ventus's heart, and Ventus's heart was sleeping in Sora the whole time. That's neither here nor there. Anyway, Roxas, when we first see him, he can wield 2 Keyblades at once. And up to this point in the series, we have not been able to see that. He wields one overhand and one underhand. And one of those is we see him. He has Oblivion, which represents Riku. His final attack in the first game is Welcome Oblivion, and then the Oathkeeper, which represents Kyrie and sort of the promise that he's sort of kept to Kyrie. That's what people say they represent, but both of them in certain contexts represent, both sides of Sora, the light and the darkness, Sora and Riku. Like, it's the two parallels. I know it's going over everyone's head. But these two,
wait, what's happening?
The bottom line is
I wish I had some veggie straws.
these two Keyblades are iconic. Like, they are two of the most, like, you look at them, you know what they are. Even if you're like someone who only played like 2 Kingdom Hearts games, you know what they are. They're really cute. I don't have my keys on me, but me and my 3 siblings all have a Keyblade on our keys. I have Oblivion because I am Riku for obvious reasons. My littlest brother has Oathkeeper because he's the strong one that keeps us all together. And my middle brother has the Kingdom Key because he's too pure for this world. But we all have a different...
That's really fucking cute.
Yeah,
That is really cute.
We all have a Keyblade that represents us, and it's all on our keys. So when we're all home, and we all hang up our keys when we're all home, it's like the
Do you
3
like
Keyblades.
Captain Planet your keys together?
No,
and you're like
that's
a lock
weird.
and second
That's
dimension?
weird.
Combined. We are Kingdom Hearts.
But we hang them up, and it's like all 3 Keyblades like hanging down. And
Can you like that next time you're home?
next time, I'm actually
Put
going
it on the gram or whatever?
Yeah, I'm going home in like a month and a half to celebrate my 30th birthday with my family. So
Yay.
I will take a picture.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Tyler,
Those
for
are
writing
awesome
in.
tattoos also. They're fucking huge. It's cray.
So his tattoos are on his forearms.
Yeah.
So one blade on one forearm, the other blade on another forearm for people who are listening. Joe from Chicago, another Chicago fan, wants to know, have you ever... Wait, oh yes. Wait, did we answer this question? No. Have you ever tried playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius?
Yes.
Did we do that already?
No.
No, it was a different Final
not
Fantasy.
today, no.
It's a mobile game different Fire Emblem. It's a mobile game similar to Fire Emblem Heroes.
Yeah.
We're talking about Fire Emblem Warriors at the beginning.
Fire
A
Emblem
little less horny casino and a little more nostalgia casino.
I think Brave Exvius is lame, actually.
Oh, hot
It's just
take.
not. It's like I couldn't get behind it. And then they made Ariana Grande a character, and I was like, no thanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like in a
Yeah.
bunny suit, and I was like, no thank you.
Weird, right?
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mobius is interesting, which is the other Final Fantasy mobile game. Mobius is, I guess, continuing the storyline of Final Fantasy X in an update coming up some point soon.
That seems random.
I don't know. Whatever.
Okay,
I have
so
feelings about that. That's neither here nor there.
Michael Fitzgerald needs to know. My question for Alexa is, how did it feel having Andrea and Britt compete in your Memorial Tag Team Tournament for the League of Heels at PAX?
I saw the video. I didn't watch it live. I saw the video, and I thought it was very appropriate that you guys got as far as you did.
Britt, tell us, what did you think of your first PAXomania experience?
Well, I found out what my shtick was like literally the night before. So I'm in Boston, and so I scrambled to Party City, and I found a whole bunch
Typical.
of props, and I became Britcoin. I took a tank top and I found orange duct tape at Target, and I turned it into the Bitcoin bee, and I was Britcoin, and it was the hottest garbage truck on fire,
Yep.
but it was
So
super
good.
fun.
It's always a
it's-
garbage truck on fire.
Oh no, it's the best way to wind down PAX. It is just so fun and so chill, and no one knows what's going on. And it's just like, all right, this is insane, but I'm just gonna roll with it. I didn't know anything that was gonna happen. I was just along for the ride. It was really fun.
So I had no idea that there was tribute tag team tournament in my honor.
They didn't tell us either.
Nope.
For the record, I had like the run of show.
They didn't.
Like, they had no mention of the Alexa Ray Tag Team Tournament.
No, I just remember it was a Sunday. This was during my convalescence. I had like done. I was hoping to be cleared to fly. I was hoping to go, but like my shoulder and my back were still a mess, and they were like, "Please don't fly yet." So all I know is that I was like,
You were missed.
I missed being there.
We
but
had
I
a,
was-
we had a printout of you at the
I
panel.
I saw that picture. That was great. But
That was real fun, Alexa. I got to say real quick. So I was like, okay, if I gotta get a picture of Alexa for this panel, which one am I going to choose? So I found the one that I felt like embodied you the most, which is your Kingdom Hearts Chocobo, or is your Chocobo photo.
Yep.
And so I I had it on my phone, And I'm like, sir, I need you to print this out for me at Kinko's. And he's like, okay. So he prints it out on like the company printer. And then I'm like, sir, I need you to help it. I need you to help me enlarge this. And there's only 2 printers in the entire PAX East Convention Center. So I have this line of like 4 people behind me. And I'm like, no, sir, this isn't big enough. I need you to blow this photo up bigger. So I kept holding your photo. I was there for like 20 minutes, and I needed to like do something with them.
You're like, no, sir, 30, it needs to be bigger.
30, yeah, I had like 30 photos of you that were just like, like mistakes in the sense, like they weren't big enough or they were off-centered or something. It was a good time.
Yeah, so she showed up to the panel with like all of these misprints, and we're like, what are we going to do with them?
What did you do with them?
Well, we put a bunch of them in the audience.
Oh, yeah, someone tweeted a picture of me sitting next to, or tweeted a picture sitting next to a photo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea any of that was happening. I was also not checking Twitter, really. And I like came home. I like went on a walk or something on Sunday night, and I was like, I'm just gonna check Twitter. And it was like, you have 300 notifications, and I was like, what the fuck? So I went and I checked, and it was just people tweeting the photo of tweeting like the tag team screen of me with the thing, and you guys, you two like on stage, and then like the pictures from the panel, and I was just like, I did more damage at PAX and I wasn't even there. It was so weird. Oh my god.
But the first PAX, no one actually got injured.
Oh god.
There were no real world injuries. Golf clap for that.
Break the tradition.
I mean, my ear got busted on the flight back.
Yeah, but you didn't get injured at PAX.
On the way back. It's true.
Is it doing okay now, Steimer?
I mean, for the most part.
She can hear kind of.
I can hear like 90%. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. You're pretty good.
I'll take it compared to 0.
Yeah, exactly. How about that Sudafed? All right. Emmett. Hello, ladies. So I'm very sad that Alexa is leaving the podcast, especially because I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan as well. So my question for her today is, when Kingdom Hearts 3 finally comes out, will you come back for an episode to discuss your thoughts on the game? I really hope so. Love you guys.
So, without giving away, oh my god, I don't know if this is a hint or whatever. I cannot, but I might send some notes. I might slip something under someone's door.
Maybe you'll send an anonymous letter from a ghost writer name.
Maybe an anonymous ghost will send an email about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Anonymous ghost.
Now that I'm not in press, I can actually make good on a promise that I made to my siblings. I was worried I wouldn't be able to keep it if I was still in press and had to cover this game. We promised, no matter where we were, what was going on, when that game came out, we would all fly home and play it together. And now I can actually do that.
Hey.
So it'll probably be, because like I'm not
That's
waiting.
amazing.
I'm not waiting like until Christmas break or whenever the hell I can go home. Like we're literally all just like gonna convene and like power through it. So
That's
I'm
amazing.
really looking forward to that. But something will happen. Someone will get something. Yeah.
All right, final question.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, it's a relatively easy one.
Okay.
From Marcus, he wants to know, if you had to give one piece of advice to an aspiring author, what would it be?
Just do it. Don't wait. Don't wait for the right day or the right conditions or the right timing for you to start. If you have an idea in your head, like you can do what I do, which is write all this shit on Post-it notes. And I literally outlined my book, and I'm outlining my second one on a wall. Like I wrote everything down and then just kind of moved all these concepts around with sticky notes on a wall. And my roommate at the time thought I was freaking cuckoo. But don't just sit down, get it all on paper, start writing the ideas in paper, open a Google Doc on your lunch break and maybe spend 30 minutes just jotting everything down. If you have like, whether it's a paragraph, a chapter, a sentence, something, anything, just start writing it down, because once you start doing those little things, everything else will seem so much more surmountable and so much easier. So I would say just do it. Don't wait for the perfect storm, because YOLO, obviously, and you make your own opportunities. Like you fight for your own opportunities. You like, if you want something, like you don't get what you don't ask for, and you don't achieve what you don't work for. So just freaking do it. And it's not like a question of like, oh, can I do it? You absolutely can do it. You just have to know you just have to know yourself that you can do it and trust that you can do it. Trusting in yourself is something that took me a long time to learn. But I think once you've got that down, pretty much anything is possible. So, yeah.
Just do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Sometimes when life hands you, and so many of you tweeted to me about this, sometimes when life hands you lemons, you just got to eat the damn lemons. It's fine. You're not going to die. Maybe they taste a little bitter, but in the end result is only good for you. So choke down those lemons. Everything's going to be great.
Vitamin C, y'all.
Yeah. Can I cry now?
No scurvy for
no
you.
crying.
Oh my God.
There's no crying in
crying in baseball.
podcasts.
Thank you.
There's no
baseball.
Or podcasting.
So another big thank you to everybody who took the time to write in, and if we missed your question, we apologize. But obviously, it goes without saying that we're gonna miss you on the show.
Nobody asked the question I was hoping they would ask.
Which is what
my favorite part of this whole thing was.
I mean, I asked you, but you didn't tell me on the air, so I would love to hear your answer.
When we started this, like, I was friends with all of you, but through this, we've just become closer. And like, I've spent my whole life trying to like find my female tribe. It was really hard. I'm going to start crying. Here we go. It was really hard for me to make friends with like other women. So just finding people who just like accepted me and were like, whether you talk to me every day or once a week or whatever, like I know that, again, to borrow like a stupid Kingdom Hearts trope, like wherever we are, we're still under the same sky and we're still there for each other. And you guys are still out there and you'll always be out there. We're here. So
exactly. And the good news is that we're all still going to be in video games together.
Yeah.
You're not going too far away. It's not like you're like,
No.
I'm now a private insurance salesperson.
Oh God.
Which
no.
there's nothing.
No, but it's just like such like an out
Hard
there thing
pivot.
for her.
Yeah.
No.
There's nothing wrong with selling insurance. I've heard it's actually quite lucrative. But
I'm in games.
So did I, from a man who
around.
would not stop talking my ear off on a plane. Who wants a private insurance sale?
But the good news is that we hopefully will get to run into you.
Oh, you will.
Throughout the year at
Shit's
these
gonna
numerous
happen.
events that we're going to, and thinking back on all of our memories, and we really do hope you guys will join us at some point during our live stream, because we're putting together a little compilation video of some of our favorite moments, both
I'll be
that
creepily
were
watching.
on air and that were off air.
Wait, what?
Well, we have a bunch of I record a test video for everyone who's never seen us perform the show live, which is literally like just a handful of people at this time that have actually done it.
You're showing the test videos.
Not all of them, but there's some good ones out there.
Did you include
boy.
the Dick Stick Sticks one?
Oh, well.
Is that one in there? Because I remember
maybe?
that one.
Which one?
The Dicks one.
There are a lot of dicks
I
ones.
know.
There were a lot.
Oh, draw a dick on it?
No.
No, that was,
There was
That's
one
a
where we were like
Patreon
singing. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'll be watching. I can't
We'll see.
wait.
So there's a lot of moments that I haven't gone back to find. But, not that I don't want to. It's just we literally have thousands of hours of content at this point, which is amazing to think we're in episode 51 of the show, coming up our 1 year anniversary, and how many of you guys have supported us, since day one. And thank you to all of the new people who've just found us this week. If this is your first episode, we hope that you also enjoyed it and will subscribe and be part of what we're building and going on. And
Do it.
Alexa Ray will always be part of what's good was.
I'll be lurking.
Yeah, lurking in the background, being like, hello,
I'll be somewhere.
I'm here to talk about the horny casino.
I'm just gonna start slipping. I'm gonna like figure out what night you're recording and just like slip papers under the door. And you'll be like, because I live 5 minutes away. I can just be like, "Mer." There you go. But yeah, no, this has been like really great, and I've had like stupid fucking year, and I feel like I would not have come out of it stronger and a little more, I guess, up if it weren't for you guys.
This is what friends are for, friend. We are here.
Now what can I cry?
Yeah, go ahead, cry. Cry into that big daddy. All right, ladies, do you have any party thoughts before we wrap up and say goodbye? Adieu.
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 Exactly.
So our first WGGCon was May 5th.
Yep.
And that was 3 days from now and a year ago. And it's just crazy because, Alexa, obviously I knew you but we weren't friends like we were now. And so I will forever be grateful for WGG for allowing us to form this friendship that we have, because you are like by far one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life, and you are like a true gem of a human, and I love your passion for games and what you do, and I am so happy for you that you've been able to stand up for yourself and do what you needed to do to take care of yourself. And I think that you shared your story with everyone is extremely brave, and I know it's helped out a lot of people. And I'm sad to see you go, but that sadness is tempered by the fact that I know you're going somewhere that you're going to fucking kick ass. I think it's a job that was made for you. And I know I see Andrea and we do WG shit all the time, like at least once a month. So I know you're just a few minutes down the road.
Oh yeah.
So I know I will see you, and I will give you hugs, and we will be in touch. So it's sad to see you go, but I'm just more excited for you than anything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brittany.
Steimer, do you have any husbando advice for Alexa and her future husbando adventures?
She's doing better than I am, so I don't really know what I could possibly tell her as I sit alone in my dark-ass apartment.
No, you got a cool blender back there.
What?
You got a cool blender back there.
I have a kick-ass blender. Thanks, Mom. I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff, especially not like on like, publicly. I'm much more of like the private person.
I get you. I put you on the spot. That's on me.
It's okay. But you know that I love you and I will miss you. So but I don't have. It's like one of those things where like I'll miss you here, but like I'm not gonna miss you in general because like you're around.
Yeah.
You know.
You guys will be recording and I'll bust. You'll like be done and tired and I'll be
No,
like, hey,
you're
what's
not
up, guys? Want to party?
anymore.
You're gonna
That's
be
not
like,
allowed. That freaked me out.
I will
didn't
never do
like
that
it.
again.
You're not allowed to bust through the door like the Kool-Aid man.
I mean,
That
no
was awesome, though.
promises. No freaking
Unless
promises.
you say, "Oh yeah," and then you can do it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll do that.
And I'll be like, "All right, that was fine."
So for everyone who is missing that reference, when we were doing our Patreon happy hour Q&A, which you can get into for $1 a month at patreon.com/what'sgoodgames, we were beginning to do our Q&A, and then there was a giant like thump at the door, and Alexa Ray just bursts in, and we screamed.
It
That
didn't help
clip is
that
on
we were
Twitter.
talking about Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clip is on Twitter. I frequently go watch it because the sound you made, Brittany, was like fear, emotion, and just like went up and it was so good.
It was like fear into happiness all at the same time.
It was
It was a very strange sound.
It
reminds me of the Bethesda press conference last year when Zelda was talked about at Skyrim. It was some weird. I was really drunk. It was a Skyrim Zelda compilation. Yeah. And Alexa, you said it was the most guttural like sound of fear, but also like the best orgasm I've ever had in my entire life.
It was like you had it was like it was a surprise orgasm. Like you didn't know you were even being orgasmed. And then
the build up never happened.
No.
It just was like orgasm.
You just suddenly orgasmed and it was like the best one of your life. It was the weirdest noise I've ever heard a human make. It was just a Link amiibo tapping on a switch in Skyrim with the sword. I've never seen anyone so excited about anything in my life. And I just want to reach that point. Whatever Square shows at E3 for Kingdom Hearts 3 better make me hit that point. Otherwise, it has not succeeded.
You need Dova King in like a Mickey outfit or something. What? I mean, because I was Dova King in a Zelda outfit with the Master Sword.
Give him
and
a Keyblade.
And the Hylian Shield or whatever. I called it a Master Shield the other day, and Brett's like, excuse me.
It's
the Hylian Shield, actually. There is no Master Shield. No, she schooled me. Obviously, I know nothing about Zelda, and she knows literally everything. Okay. We got to wrap this up because we've now on the recording down
This is
there,
the longest podcast.
We broke the 3-hour mark. Alexa Ray, thank you for everything you've brought to What's Good Games, including baby ass baby mode.
Yeah.
Husbandos, fucking like the thing I'll never live down, the fucking seal bando, which is still haunting me.
I think that was my favorite
Seal
moment when
bando.
Alexa and I were playing Careless Whisper and the seal sounds at the same time. That was so classic.
I fucking lost
So
my
good.
shit. That's a classic.
Perfect.
Indeed. We'll have to pull that up, put that in the compilation.
Yeah.
But
I love you guys. And
we
thank
love you,
everyone.
and we can't wait to hear more about your new thing. And I'm sure everybody out there is excited to hear too.
Sorry, I can't say it.
And it'll be hopefully sooner than you think that you'll find out. And we'll high five and hopefully take photos and Celebrate again.
Yeah, I will be at E3.
Yeah.
Just somewhere.
I like that it's vague yet specific.
Yeah, I'll be at E3. I'll be somewhere at E3.
Somewhere at E3.
Who the hell knows?
Where is it?
In a corner.
She
in a
can't
hole.
say.
Who knows? On the ceiling. In the sky. Who knows?
Maybe swing by our stage and just wave. That's it.
Photo bomb the stage, maybe.
Don't say what the stage is yet, though. We haven't announced it.
Do the royal
I don't
wave.
think I know either, so yay. I'll like drive by, throw glitter at you, run away. You won't know what happened.
That'd be great.
Or I'll just run up and scream, and whoever's hosting you will be like, what the fuck was that?
WTF.
WGG, WGG.
I mean, like, I don't know. She's like some weird fan that comes to everything.
Yeah.
And,
I don't even know what her name is. It's Veggie
Can we get extra security when she's around?
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be my like secret creeper name, Veggie Straws.
Oh my god.
You are all, if you're listening to this podcast,
Codename
you now
Veggie
are in
Straws,
on the
go.
secret. If the girls ever get an email or a secret note from Veggie Straws, it's me. Veggie Straws.
Hey guys, I have this new Kingdom Hearts secret / Veggie Straws.
XOXO Veggie Straws.
Or here's no, what's gonna happen is Andrea's gonna be like, guys, I'm eating veggie straws, and that's the code.
That turned,
mean,
turned weird for half of a second.
No.
Pure Steimer. Forget it. Let's just wrap this episode up.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. You're all amazing. Don't give up on your dreams. If life gives you lemons, sometimes you just got to eat the lemons
And move on.
And yeah,
Eat
and
the lemon and take a shot of sugar after. You'll be fine.
yeah, believe in yourself. You have one life. You get one shot. Nothing is unattainable or impossible. And I want you to really believe that when I say it.
I was kind of hoping you
Hell
were gonna
yeah.
bust into 8 Mile right there.
Oh.
You only get one shot.
We'll wrap afterwards. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in this week. Thank you, Alexa Ray. We love you guys. We will be back next week with our anniversary show, Friday, May 11th at twitch.tv/whatsgoodgames and youtube.com/whatsgoodgames. Please join us. It's going to be wonderful. We love you. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.